5 countries. I'll go for Portugal. Top 5 countries. I'll go for Portugal, Argentina, then France, and about Africa, say Senegal, any England. Me team no dey me team but team am me so bet me yade pa no na ya 5 teams ya ma bom say we show am players and am performance e wo mo recently friendly so mo boy ni dey mo na me say me bet me aye at least wonders e wo tournament we
top 5 teams the World Cup. Those who will win the World Cup, you want the top 5 who will win the World Cup. Okay, first I'll tip my own country, Ghana, Brazil, France, Argentina, then Portugal. This is the top 5. I believe in me that they can do well in this World Cup.
Okay, thank you. First of all, top 5 countries. I will choose Spain first. Second by France, England, Portugal, Argentina.
Why?
I want to say recently in Spain, we are champions of Europe. And I heard Spain guys now. Obia beje World Cup no. The last time I Spain winning World Cup, it was South Africa no. Now Barcelona players, Mako almost about 9, 7, and they started one national team no. Omo nyina so started Barcelona national team no. It is almost konya almost ano national team no. Obia so bo ma wonim de ode ye dey. Mamemo another example. German. The last time a German winning World Cup, na German, our Bayern Munich players almost best 8 or 9. Omunyina started with Bayern Munich, and he from our national team. Omunyina ko started with national team no. Ekobasa awunya players 10 about the same club. Ya omo ba national team omo san be started. Omunya bo a obi anim de ode ye dey. So what am I saying? Spain now recently we just Spain team they have young chaps, the likes of Lamine Yamal, Nico Williams and the rest. So and now almost 9 players, 9 or 8 almost free Barcelona there. But the same thing and they call South Africa. It is Spain a favorite. England now me too soon for the third. England a media hype. England media hype. I mean, set the example about the likes of Anthony Gordon, Marcus Rashford, and the rest. Media and I'm on hype. Because Anthony Gordon and converted 70 million euros. But a media hype. Maybe a Barcelona fan, but we are all playing safe. Everybody there, every famano. To me, that's my opinion. Spain is a favorite. Argentina. So Argentina, Oma build our national team no Atletico Madrid. Tell me the can't catch it say we club be our better World Cup now. Oma best 7 or 6 players are starting with the same club. Okay, Atletico Madrid. Argentina built the national team with Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid, our best 6 players are equal up for Argentina. Yeah, we now start with Atletico Madrid team. Omunyina so ko start wo Argentina national team. It is a surprise no mabo mo for so many years no mo so bo ma omunim de omde ye den.
Now offer your top 5 countries.
Okay, Ghana, Spain, France, Argentina, and Portugal. Oh, like ball mo born like a swing, like on bomb home modern. So what I say, like their style of play cry FA. And a bonus omunimbo. Almost answer experience. We in your first time omu perform your World Cup. My back to back. See, that's what I see from them.
Me to me no me say Argentina sanje. Argentina 1, Spain, Portugal, England, and I'm the Brazil account. Then Champions Argentina, I say, only defending champions. On them the last, yana players now. On the last 4 years, and on one like 4 binary. I be from Argentina a favorite, so bet my Assange.
So, what top 5 countries do you think can make it in the World Cup?
Me countries are first of all Portugal, France, Argentina, Morocco see a favorite. And Ghana their team are away there better. JJ Benny.
Of course, I'm very going to need it. Because Ghana, because I papa ever fear so yeah. And then who see a team yeah, Ghana. No choose Ghana first. Now I choose Portugal second. Now I choose Argentina, Germany. Now for the last one, I choose England.
Number 1, Argentina, and Portugal, and Brazil, and Argentina. Ghana so count. Yes, me clone Ghana, me country Ghana count.
5. I want South Africa to win. 1 South Africa, 2 South Africa, 3 South Africa, 4 South, and 5 to South Africa. Because I like them, the way they are. I see myself in them, how they do their things, the piano and everything. I just love South Africa, and I want them to win.
The top 5 countries you're expecting to do well in the World Cup?
Oh, for my side, my favorite teams, I have 2 by 5 there. Welcome Portugal, first one. That's my top ranking. Number call France. Number call Croatia. The last one I'm Ghana.
Okay.
They say me Ghana. They say they am choose Ghana shim.
Argentina be qualified for World Cup. Because Argentina for no or more quality players. So what I say, yes, Argentina for team and Spain for no. Activate magic cap and if you say Omuno players ever where a pa. So what I say, if you say Omuno own players no. Omo quality players. Omo the bubble. Obiya who say yes. Players ni we players ni ball. They say they mean you and can but media 2 teams play. Me mount 5 teams country we are 2 countries. Argentina, Spain. Media no.
First of all, my first team I'm person to win World Cup there, England. The second team, Portugal. Third team, France. And US. So we're born home more than Kakra and Croatia. Top 5 person born more than World Cup. Oh, man, who say England? The past 12 years in England or World Cup we are performance near fine. But I say on team in Kofanas, but England or Conanima, Croatia or Conanim. Until I'm who say Umatima Comani I could do fancy.
Oh, actually, the Ghana there. When you say Ghana, there 5 countries there. Ghana is my favorite winning. Say with Bako Fanas. Ghana, Argentina, Portugal, England, and Morocco. I think Africa country, 2 countries. Ghana, Morocco.
And now,
yeah, top 5 crime, 2 pe. Mexico ni Ghana.
Today in Mexico and Ghana bet me winning.
Yeah, in Mexico, there was some borders boy more. Radina Gasa, Shisha to us or man, as you know, on no fast second year for first. Why?
First, because of home support. Mean team Chaga number. Second team, Spain. We show Spain. Materials Ekuta, players Ekuta, almost some of your favorites. Third, France. Wow, we did that. Defending champion. Fourth, I'm say Argentina. Argentina nso hwe place ekuta omo so omo bɔ mo homoden. My last team and Belgium. Belgium so because of Doku nti omo so me support mo pa. By Ghana there, cup on there. Ya kwakwaji aba. Won say Ghana tournament na yakon obi against here. By anya against na ye den ye de bobo no. Pitch ni so na be den. E be kire. Timi so ma dwen kire.
Yeah, me pick France. Spain, Germany so and then England so yeah, England so ekuta team. And Argentina so yeah, Argentina so bet me agi. Ghana dey bia bet me akoye nim dey bet. Nigeria dey yanka say obi a nim ya ka say beje kura na ye dada ye ho. Ye bebo ye ho modern dey bet. How dey bia enim ye koye nim no like progress be ba any be hu dey be kan be say dey entumi nka say bia Black Star beje World Cup analysis dey be any dey enye adwuma. Okay, World Cup na ye kon dey ye. By 5 countries on be bom modern. 1 Ghana ka ho. 2nd England. 3rd near can say Brazil. 4th na Spain. Na 5th near Portugal. So 5 countries we na more modern pa na World Cup no enye krabehwe. Na teams who are the person onye Portugal. On the onye bi da 0 nti e pese 0 nso je World Cup ni bi na oni Messi yepe because achievement a Messi bi beating na World Cup bibia obia wo bi ba achievement a Messi bi beating pa World Cup nti World Cup mi bon pa ye Portugal mo modern no mu na nkambom no mo mbo 0 na 0 nye World Cup ni bi no ni Messi enye pepepe World Cup ya team so a me pese o mo ko final Ghana any Portugal na Ghana ye pia cap no boko de ama Portugal ye de ba and this for be say no nti na ye mpese ye de be ba nti ye mfama Portugal for na 0 njibi no ni Messi nyepe.
Your top 5 countries to do well or to win the FIFA World Cup?
Yo, World Cup na ye kwere de me mediga ka che me nkro me nanfo nyina say countries e betima age World Cup no 5 countries e betima age ba emu ba ko betima age Ghana ka ho. First one obi obetima age. First Germany. Second ka ho Spain. Third France. Fourth Ghana. Obia any enda so say Ghana. Afiwe Afri. World Cup with Ghana. Ye ji aba Ghana ha. Wa woni mi say wo de wontimi, wo de wonni jidie no. Ba bi gina. Do twa to Argentina. 5 countries betima age World Cup no. Ani kan Africa Ghana ni lipo betima age eka ho. Mo ye dan ya Ghana afiwe Afri. Ye beje World Cup no. Ye ntima anye kura na. Ye be wura ba bi a. Ebe obia surprise say Ghana.
Black Kwame mi plachim nkro so. Born na ye be born the first 5 countries now wo Canada. Me de mi twisu Brazil, France, Germany, and Argentina. Na last one is Morocco. 5 countries, no. On beat me ajibo cup, no. Except countries no American.
Match ni na tournament ni na mbewi en dey na wuhwe ni.
Dey na me share ni.
Say World Cup ni na bebewi en dey na wuhwe ni.
Okay, say football there eja can say e can nipa boom. It definitely no ye nyina no more spread unity among ourselves, you know. Enter say mo wie na akwa na ye nyina no like unity no abaye more ye nyina ya from.
Okay. First of all, I said don't come out to jump on the boss on your assassin. On your bedana say second, so you're not you John Dramani Mahama. On in boss of putting your ma or your ma to my mufoy or my and you and Momu Fee South Africa to me do a mobile and then I say it was on Red Cup, brother. Maybe the may share pass and you bet me sister Ghana, you bet me the cap on and a dear no matter what you are there, Beji.
Your top fan baby, you know. Dear now we expect a free.
Sir, minya nsaboni bia film say work for ntokwa ni ade omudi abezuhwe mu nyina no me pese ye bewie World Cup no na asumdie ababoko na ada say Spain Argentina ebu baako ade World Cup ye de yenka ho bi
whole expectation for World Cup nankasa Spain.
Spain. For me, I will go for Spain.
For the whole 2026 FIFA World Cup.
Say, me predictions then can say, Yeni Abia Argentina and shower finals, and any Spain and shower finals. That's what I'm predicting for.
My expectation is to see South Africa win the cup and play Amapiano final, Nakupenda, at the final. I want South Africa to win.
Because teams no be well prepared into no you say but Ghana everything yakoya.
What are your expectations for the Morocco versus USA match?
Morocco versus USA me there Morocco be winning.
Okay. So what are your expectations for the whole 2026 FIFA World Cup?
Okay, me a Ghanaian. I'm proud of my country, Ghana. Me feel say Ghana on winning match, first match, or winning first match, Maya. Yanibe so me your hope. Say cup we the Ghana.
So what's your whole expectation for the 2026 FIFA World Cup?
My whole expectation, I hope Ronaldo to win the World Cup. That's my expectation for the World Cup. For Ronaldo to win the World Cup is my biggest expectation.
So what's your whole expectation for the FIFA 2026?
My own expectation is I want to see a good football playing. The referee officiating should be well. And one thing I'm assured that all the teams, there are 48 teams, everyone went there to do well. So we want to see good officiation, good football. Then that's all what I can say. Yeah.
Thank you.
It matters a lot. We all want to see our, how do I call them, stars performing well. To me, like this, my trust, my belief is in Ronaldo first. And when I take Ronaldo, I take my own player, my striker in Ghana, Semenyo. Yes, I'm praying that guy should perform, do well in this World Cup because he's doing well in England. At the same time, his own team, Man City, is doing well. So I'm praying that Semenyo and my chief, my Odogu, Ronaldo, to perform well in this World Cup. That's two people I want to see in this World Cup. Yes.
For the whole 2026 FIFA World Cup.
Expectation, I'm expecting England better World Cup. That's my expectation.
And I offer World Cup ni nambe we no. E die na wo hwe nim ewom.
World Cup na me hwe nim ni na de. Me hwe Ghana nim ene Argentina nim to the final.
Okay, my whole expectation, to be honest, in this tournament is for Ghana Black Stars to get to at least probably semi-final or quarter-final. That's my expectation. At least that's a fact. That's my real emotion. That's what I wish. So for Ghana Black Stars to get to at least quarter-final, semi-final, if they can really do that for us, I think we are going to be proud of them. So, and I pray they can surprise everyone in the tournament.
Ghana ye develop yen wini be a 7 matches equal 8 mu na wini bonus no endorse na FIFA mo Ghana baso yen pese Ghana player wanya kura Ghana player bakunya fair player and onya best player e tournament ni Ghana player nya best player o tournament ni mu a Ghana ye din be koye ni mu o World Cup ni
ni na mbe wie yen de na wankasa wo hwa nim
de me hwa no se match nya be wie no
na World Cup na FFF Ghana media yenya nkurumudie ayede baye mama ni jeso ni nyina be kwa wiye no na bibia todi na Ghana ya peja frank ya peja cup no akosoro ya ntuma peja kura ne agbowura finance wo na se ye lusu kura na eyemaye ya dase nyame sire obibia
countries no Ghana ne se idin kunu asana ba Morocco South Africa for the o me nipa bonfo o me ye munye nyom film na mo akale bibia ni kunu
ni World Cup ni na mbe wie ne e de enso na wo hwe ani
dia me hwe ani mu ne se de be ya bibia be koboko ya nti dede bia ho ko se de US aye no obi okra okwa ogina park ne square na ne yam hyehyɛ no be bibia ensi ye nyina be kɔ ne aba obi akɔ ne mamu asomduem Ghana so de mi se Baomis senia match na ye kɔ no me momu de makoma anim se Ghana betimi age World Cup na ba be betimi akɔ yanim yetimi qualify first rounds no cry ya yade Ghana de me sara me hu no se ye qualify first no cry ya yade
Glyco General Insurance provides non-life insurance solutions spanning across motor, fire and accident, marine, liability, bonds and guarantees, as well as specialty risk like agric, energy, oil and gas.
Every game starts with pressure. The pressure to move faster, push harder, go further. On the pitch, every second matters, every sprint, every tackle, every chance. The world watches, but pressure doesn't stop me. It drives me. Because energy changes everything. The energy to keep moving, the energy to keep fighting, the energy to rise when the moment gets bigger. From the training ground to the world stage, I bring everything I've got. I don't wait for the moment. I create it with the energy that keeps me rising. Rush Energy Drink. Be bold, be you.
Drink responsibly. Not recommended for persons below 18, pregnant women and lactating mothers. This advert is FDA approved.
The best part of going home is family.
Sit up! Hey, mommy, my wife is cooking something delicious. Where are you?
Lizzy Shito, hot pepper sauce, spicy. Bona yete, Lizzy oh Lizzy. Lizzy Shito,
Lizzy Shito, the Shito is Shito. Lizzy Shito, over fail.
Lizzy Shito. Please, can I take some to school tomorrow?
Yes, my son, you can. Lizzy Shito dear. Ebesu obiasu.
Lizzy Shito hot pepper sauce. Yes, spicy and kasanga.
Lizzy Shito hot pepper sauce. Yes, spicy.
Bigo Cola is changing the game and giving away free cash. Introducing the Bigo Scan and Win promo. Your chance to enjoy great taste and win instant cash every day. Just buy a bottle of Bigo Cola. Locate the QR code on the label. Scan with your smartphone, watch the video and enter your details and stand a chance to win instant cash. No waiting, no stress, just real rewards instantly. From everyday refreshment to unexpected rewards. Bigo Cola is more than a drink, it's an experience. So what are you waiting for? Grab your Bigo Cola today, scan the code and win big.
Bigo, big on taste, refresh your vibes. This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply.
This advert is FDA approved.
Every game starts with pressure. The pressure to move faster, push harder, go further. On the pitch, every second matters, every sprint, every tackle, every chance.
We are into the business segment of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. The round of 32 knockout games are happening, and tonight we will be covering the England game versus DR Congo. A spot for the round 16 is on the line. England coming to this game as favorites. For DR Congo, they come just to see if they can cause a major upset and get into the last 16. I won't be doing this alone. I have in the studios with me some amazing pundits. But before we delve into the main conversation, let's go for this quick breather. When we are back, we'll set the ball rolling.
The world watches, but pressure doesn't stop me. It drives me. Because energy changes everything. The energy to keep moving, the energy to keep fighting, the energy to rise when the moment gets bigger. From the training ground to the world stage, I bring everything I've got. I don't wait for the moment. I create it with the energy that keeps me rising. Rush Energy Drink. Be bold, be you.
Drink responsibly. Not recommended for persons below 18, pregnant women and lactating mothers. This advert is FDA approved.
The best part of going home is family.
Sit up! Hey, mommy, my wife is cooking something delicious. We're here.
Lizzie Shito, hot pepper sauce, spicy. Bona yete, Lizzie, oh Lizzie. Lizzie Shito,
Lizzie Shito, the Shito is Shito. Lizzie Shito, over
Lizzie Shito. Please, can I take some to school tomorrow?
Yes, my son, you can. Lizzie Shito dear. Ebesu obiasu.
Lizzie Shito hot pepper sauce. Yes, spicy and kasanga.
Lizzie Shito hot pepper sauce. Spicy.
Versus DR Congo for a spot in the round of 16 at the 2026 FIFA World Cup. On my far left is Benjamin, and then there is Victor. So guys, welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much.
There's been some already, exited teams. Are you feeling the World Cup fever? Are we, like Carlos said, now the business begins?
Yeah, certainly the business begins now because we are into the knockout stages. And that is where the boys are separated from the men. And clearly, with the games we already seen, I think South Africa were hammered by Canada that last minute goal. We equally saw Cote d'Ivoire exiting yesterday from the hands of Norway. And when you say that the business is now starting, you have to agree because this is a time where the big boys in Europe or the big boys in North America who didn't show up, the likes of Erling Haaland, some of them are already showing up right from the group stages, the likes of Kylian Mbappe, the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo. This is where you need them to shine. The business end of the World Cup, and I think that so far it's been good for the big nations. And today's featured game, the DRC, I'm just wondering if they can stand up to the England.
And Ben, before the main game, Germany went out against Paraguay. Do we call that? Yes, that's a major upset. But aside that, Norway, Ivory Coast, it was certain that Norway was obviously going to, progress. Was that also an upset for you, Ivory Coast, Norway?
Oh, I think for what the performances both teams gave us in the group stages, I think that there was nothing like an upset. I strongly believe that had it not been the fact that Ivory Coast were wasteful in the game, they should have buried the game in the first half before the second half even began, because they dominated majority, aspects of the game. And then, but unfortunately, Diomande and then Bonnie, Pepe weren't very, very, very useful up front. And that cost them at the end of the day. Germany, for instance, they had similar play where they dominated the game. However, when it gets to the most crucial aspects of the game, when it gets to the final third, they need to get their passes right and finding the right man in the right positions. That is where they struggle. And it caused them again. I don't know what MSFI did about that. But, obviously it was a close game. But I think this World Cup, as you've seen, the big boys have risen to the occasion in most of the matches. And yes, Haaland rose to the occasion once again and booked the tickets, qualification tickets for Norway. So I don't think that was a major upset. If Ivory Coast were useful in the game, I think that they deserve to have qualified, depending on the kind of performance that they put up on the day. You made mention of Paraguay, Germany as well. I think people are making it upset. Yes, it is an upset in the context of the historical antecedents behind both teams. That makes it an upset. But in terms of performance, the performance that Germany have, I mean, put up in this tournament,
and even
I
for
think
the
that
last couple of World Cup
yes,
tournaments.
I mean, they've not proven and shown us that yes, we have a team. You look at Mexico, Ecuador yesterday. They don't have the names, but they play together as a team. And they are a very strong side. They've been convincing since their first game against South Africa, then how they came up when they played against Ecuador as well. And so it clearly tells you that you may have the stars, you may have some of world-class players. However, if you fail to play together as a team, if you lack unity, if you lack cohesion in the team and you don't gel together, it becomes very, very difficult. So I think that the World Cup, in terms of the performances and the results we are getting fair results. If we're a team, you dominate and then you are not able to make use of your chances, you'll be punished. And then if we're a big big team in the tournament and you are also not able to give us, that sort of performance that we expect from you, you also end up being punished. France have proven from the first game to the round of 32 game that they played against Sweden, they've proven that yes, the star-studded side that they are playing up to expectations. And they have a certain Didier Deschamps who is managing them brilliantly. And they are on course to make history. So yes, I think so far so good for the performances and then the results that have come. I think they are fair results. The best teams won, and we expect the best.
Well, Victor will be our commentator, but for now he is a co-pilot. And let's talk about the African perspective. We had 9 teams progressing to the round of 32, but if DR Congo do not progress tonight, it means we have about 6 left in the round of 32, which is a bit, not good for the African continent.
Yeah, I think certainly now it depends on how you want to put those things into perspective. Because when you pick some of the countries, a country like South Africa, the ultimate aim arriving in Mexico, Canada, United States is to, for the first time, go out of the group. So for them as a country, they have achieved their internal target, and that is a big feat for them. But on a broader football perspective, I mean, we will say that no, they've not done well because we are expecting them to go a bit further. But to be very frank with this South African team, this is a team that arrived at the tournament a bit late. This is a team that have got so many psychological issues heading into this Mondial. This is a team that even there were coaching issues, Hugo Bruce selection caused a bit of mayhem back in South Africa and all of that. So, I mean, they've got their own plethora of issues coming to this particular Mondial. But I think at the end of the day, they've achieved their personal target. And once they are satisfied with that, I think that's good to go. I think the next, we also saw Morocco. Of course, Morocco, by the quality of what they've done in Qatar 2022, we expected them to, make it into the round of 32. And what a way to get into the round of 32 against the Netherlands. Look, it's unbelievable. Now, that is just to tell you that where African football has gotten to. African countries are no longer those teams that, European coaches would have to, pick their pen and do a bit of tactics that, well, if we meet this Cote d'Ivoire, if we meet Ghana, we'll trash them and progress. No, I think that after the investment by Dr. Patrice Motsepe, there's a huge change in the way the African game is being played now. There's a huge mentality because, again, of the export of our players. Most of our players are now playing in Europe. They are playing with these European players. So, there's no longer that inferiority complex when we meet them. And I want to say, good those to Morocco, the Atlas Lions, especially the manager, Mohamed Unabi, won the Under-20 World Cup. He's been Rigagu decided to step down. He was appointed, and I think that there's a bit of transition in this Moroccan team. There's a bit of plan, and it looks like, irrespective of who the manager will be, you come in and you follow the plan, and I think that is working. Cote d'Ivoire, may be disappointed with Cote d'Ivoire because, look, given the area of stars that they've got, the kind of players they have, the likes of Yon Diomande, Sekou Fofana, Frank Kessier, Wahi, and the rest. I think that in the first half, they dominated the game against Norway. In fact, Haaland was kept at bay for almost for the entire duration of that particular game. They played so well. The problem is that they fail to, create or find the back of the net. And I think it's been synonymous to all the African countries at the World Cup. We create chances, but we are not technical enough at the final stage of the game, and that has been our problem. I feel disappointed for MFI and the Ivorian side, but I think so far they've been able to progress. Another historic feat for them. Personal target met, but I think in the broad African sense, it's a bit of disappointment. And today we'll get to see what the Leopards have got to offer.
Well, disappointment for South Africa and Ivory Coast, but for Morocco, they are not the giant slayers anymore. They are rather the giants. And whenever they go to the World Cup, like they showed back in Qatar 2022, they are able to compete with the giants. And let's, make reference to our sponsors making this broadcast possible. There is Rush Energy, DSTV, Melcom, Kinori, Usla Enterprise. There is Just Chinese, Milo, and Furniture City. Lazy Shito wants that real Ghanaian heat in your meal. Grab a pack of Lazy Shito, the hot pepper sauce that tastes like home. Made with shrimp, fish, and zero preservative. It's spicy, rich, and full of flavor. Perfect for rice, kenke, wachi, and whatever you want to eat. Lazy Shito is spicy. Available in shops and supermarkets near you. For bulk purchases, call 0501 683344 or 0501 550998. And Glyco General. Glyco, a dream is more than a wish. It's the business you are building, the home you are investing in, the family you are providing for, the future you are working hard to create. At Glyco General Insurance, we understand that every dream represents years of effort, commitment, and hope. That's why we are dedicated to helping protect the things that bring those dreams to life. Whether it's protecting yourself, vehicle, home, business, or valued assets, Glyco General provides reliable insurance solutions designed to cushion you against life's unexpected setback. Protect that dream today. Download the Glyco General app to sign up or call 0501 447694 or email at customerexperience@glycogeneral.com or visit any Glyco General branch near you. Glyco will cushion you for life. And then 369 Gym and Wellness Center. Whether you are an athlete, a weekend footballer, or simply someone committed to living a healthier life, the right environment makes all the difference. That's why East Legon's 369 Gym and Wellness Center is open 24 hours a day, offering strength training, reformer pilots, group fitness classes, sports massage, recovery service, IV therapy, and personal wellness supports, built on the belief that fitness and wellness go hand in hand. 369 Gym and Wellness Center is where you can train, recover, and invest in your long-term health. Well, about 10 minutes left for the start of England versus DR Congo. For England, Pickford is in post, Spence are right back, Konsa and Guehi in defense, O'Reilly are left back, Anderson and Rice play in the midfield, Madueke, Bellingham, and then Rashford comes in for Anthony Gordon, and the captain of the side, Harry Kane, will be leading the attack. For DR Congo, Mpasi in post, Masuaku, Twanzembe, Mbemba in defense, and in midfield there is Sadiki, Motosami, Mukau, and in attack, Sipienge, Wisa, and then Mbunku. Guys, this is the starting lineup for both teams. Which of these players is able to take up the mandate and make a difference tonight?
Yeah, so I think both sides have very good players who could make the difference at any point in time. However, you look at the caliber of players that England have, it clearly gives them the edge in terms of what they offer on paper. But when it comes to how they will be able to translate that into their performance today, it remains to be seen, because the performances that they've shown at the group stages, it clearly tells that they have a team, they have the names, but Tuchel hasn't been able to find the right strategy or formation for the side. He keeps on changing and tweaking things when it comes to his tactics. And then, if you look at the narrative surrounding the English national team, even the English themselves are not really convinced with their performances that they put up. I would say that it takes individual brilliance of some of their key players, Jude Bellingham, be the focal points of that, and then Harry Kane also comes in some moments to do that. But you would expect an all-round performance from the likes of Noni Madueke, Declan Rice, and then Bukayo Saka. Unfortunately, I think these two players, the kind of matches that they played for Arsenal during the season, seem to have had a toll on them, and so they seem to have slowed down their tempo, and then how you would expect them to perform in matches. We are not seeing it at their peak level, but with this squad that they have, I think Bellingham is there. He has proven it, and I know he will rise to the occasion once again. Rashford, I think against Panama, the latter stages of the game, he came on, he showed us glimpses of his quality, what Anthony Gordon is not able to offer. Take on your markers, then try to cut in, create chances, or shoot to get the goals. He's able to give you that. And so I think it's good for England. Declan Rice is there, and then Elliot Anderson, who has also been very good when it comes to midfield from the defensive midfield play. So yes, England have the edge when it comes to the players, but as to whether they'll be able to translate that, it remains to be seen. But obviously, England are the favourites heading into, but it's a tricky fixture.
Well, Victor, Yohan Wissa was the difference when they faced Uzbekistan, and but Fiston Maele, who also got the goal against Uzbekistan, is not playing tonight. He's on the bench, and for Yohan Wissa, he's seen it all. A very proven Premier League, forward, and he's played against these kind of players. He's faced Madueke at Arsenal, Gordon at Newcastle, so they know how this kind of team, that's how Tuchel might set up. Do you think Wissa tonight, like he did against Uzbekistan, he's the main man for this team, can actually drag his team all the way and cause an upset?
Yeah, I think Yohan Wissa, he does not even need a mention in this game. He's proven it in the English Premier League. He's seen it all with Brentford. He's now with Newcastle. Just that last season was not really his season. Just 3 goals across that campaign. But at the World Cup finals, at least he's netted 3 times already. That should tell you the quality of the kind of players he's. Like you rightly mentioned, these are the kind of players he's played against. And I don't think that he's used to this kind of crowd. And no wonder he seems to be the man when the Leopards seems to be missing a bit in matches. He seems to be the one pulling all the strength for them. And that is expected of him this afternoon, if I want to put it that way. Now, interestingly, I don't expect the DRC to open up so much in this particular game, because when you open up so much against England, what you do to yourself is that you draw yourself into a bit of problem, because you've got the quality in all departments. Jude Bellingham is there, the likes of Harry Kane, Nico O'Reilly is starting today at the left-hand side, so in fact, they pose so much problem across every department of their match. I expect the DRC to be more prolific when it comes to defending what exactly the Black Stars did against these 3 Lions. I expect them, the way Panama was able to, to hold them for longer spells of the game before they were finally able to break them. I think that this DRC should I'm sure they have learned from those stuff, and I'm sure they come into this game with that kind of mentality. Sit on your defensive lines, hit them on the counter, and I think that they've got the players to hit them on the counter. The likes of Yohan Wissa, he doesn't need so much quality of a chance to, to beat Pickford in between the 2 sticks for the 3 Lions. He just need one quality service, and you know that this man, Yohan Wissa, will do the job.
Well, Ben, there is Harry Kane. He is now the outright top scorer for the England team when it comes to the World Cup, 11 goals now. But he comes up against Mbemba, one very good defender. Like he's actually anchored the defense for this Congo side when even during the playoffs, and he showed against Portugal how good he is. Can we see a very good battle between these two, or maybe Harry Kane will show us, as the Harry Kane he is, come out top?
Yes, so in terms of performances and then what both players have shown in the course of the season, I think obviously you would tip Harry Kane to come out flying in the game. But I think, as you rightly said, Mbemba has also shown and proved that, yes, when it gets to the big stages, he's able to deal with the top players. And so we expect a very tough battle there. But, mind you, you will not be dealing with Kane alone. There are a couple of other players who would also be driving in, coming to the centre-back roles, maybe Rashford or Madueke and all that. But yes, you expect that Mbemba will be able to keep Harry Kane at bay and then make sure that he's not had that sort of impact and a free rule to shoot or to, give us those powerful strikes that he's known for. Once that happens, then, DR Congo should be in for massacre. Because, yes, if you give Hurricane the freedom to strike, then it doesn't augur well for you as a team. So I expect a very tough battle. But, yes, with the season that Hurricane has had coming into this game, and then the type of defender, the profile that Mbemba has, I expect a very, very tough battle. But well, yes, Hurricane is Hurricane.
It's almost time, so quick one. Prediction. What will be your prediction for this game?
I'll go 2-1 England.
2-1 England?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you can't predict because all
No. I don't like it. Yeah.
I'm going for a 1-1 draw and then England progresses on penalties.
Oh, brother, I think this one I'll come. This one there, I'll have to. Why extra time? Why the extra time?
Yeah.
No, bro. We don't need extra time.
I think England will have a difficult bit, like how Ghana did to them, because they don't have.
I'm thinking the DRC will be punished within 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Or I think it's either ways. Either DRC win 90
minutes
or England wins 90 minutes.
Okay,
well, first half, I think there should be a goal in there.
Please take us through. The game is almost starting.
Well, so thank you very much. Welcome to our live coverage of our featured match between England and the DRC at Atlanta Stadium. Round of 32 fixture between these two countries is history and versus shots at history. Today in Atlanta, 1996 World Cup winners England takes on one of Africa's most talented side, the DRC, in their first ever knockout game at the world stage. Well, Thomas Tuchel's side topped Group L with 7 points, a group that contained Ghana in that as well. But DRC, of course, not the best of performances in Group K, finished third in that particular group, but went through on as one of the best 8 third-place teams. And today, they've got such a very huge fixture against the 3 Lions, who are looking for another trophy after 60 years. They would have to wait to search for other trophies. Well, 3 changes, or lots of changes for the 2 managers ahead of this particular game, especially for Thomas Tuchel. So many changes to his side because the likes of Eberechi Eze have been drafted to the bench, and also Dorian Maneke comes into the starting lineup, replacing injured Bukayo Saka. That needs to be managed as far as this World Cup is concerned. Declan Rice come back into central midfield, taking the place of Morgan Rogers, whilst Marcus Rashford once again get a starting berth in today's game. Jet Spence comes in at the right back for Gerald Kwanzaa. For the DRC, Fiston Mayele, that was impressive against Uzbekistan, drops to the bench, and it tells you that it's a bit of shake-up up front for the Sebastian Desabre side, and Matthias Suaku and Mesak Elia are drafted into this DRC starting 11. So just tells you about the quality of this DRC team. Let's take you through the starting lineup for both teams. Mpasi starts in between the 2 sticks for the DRC. Back four, Masuaku, Twazambe, Chancel Mbemba, Yon Wan Bissaka, the right-hand side. Midfield trio of Noah Sadiki, Mutusami, and of course the ever-experienced player in Mukau, and front 3 of Sipenga, Yon Wisa, and Mbuku. And for the England, of course, Jordan Pickford in between the 2 sticks for them. Jet Spence, who came under so much pressure after that game against the Black Stars of Ghana, while Ezri Konsa, McGahey, Nico Raleigh, double in midfield. That is Elliot Anderson and Declan Rice. Noni Madike to the right-hand side, Jude Bellingham and Marcus Rashford. And as usual, Capitano Hurricane leads the line for them. Game already underway in Atlanta. And, of course, we're hearing the voices of Benjamin and Frank as commentary progresses. So it's currently a big advantage for England, but it looks like Declan Rice is complaining a bit. Ball stays with him, pass inside his own 18-yard, who decides to options for his right-hand side, but the ball currently out of play. Was trying to pick one of his players, but Nico O'Reilly intercept play. And it's one of the young boys you need to keep your eyes on for this England team. So that's Wan Bissaka. There's a long train beyond the halfway line, looking for his colleagues out front, the likes of Motusami. And it's back to the defensive line. And it's quickly taken back to Azambe onto his left-hand side. And guess who is finding? Masuaku is currently up front for Noah Sadike. Ball infield. Young Whistle have a touch as they try to carry the ball around. to Zambia, back to his captain, Chancellor Mbemba. And Chancellor Mbemba asking his guys to move forward a bit. That's a long drive into England's 18-yard for Yon Wesa, who managed to keep it at the right-hand side. He turns it back onto the left-hand side, and guess who's picking it? Umbuku, but the flag is already up. 1 minute, 52 seconds. It's 0-0 between England and the DRC.
And that shows the intent of DRC. They are not willing to sit back and soak the pressure. They are also willing to attack. And it will be interesting how they set up, because once England get possession of the ball, it will be very difficult for them to, press and then win the ball off the England team. So let's see how they set up once England have the ball.
Well, so let's see how they set up once England have the ball. And ball currently with the skipper of the side who tries to bring the ball forward. But it's at the far side, that's Masuaku, and giving a bit of problem there from the likes of Marcus Rashford. Noni Madueke also in there, far right hand side. What a player he's been, Noni Madueke. And he plays for Arsenal. And what a season he's had.
Then for all the talks about Madueke not being that big game player, Tuchel has decided to still stick with him for the most important games. And that shows how workaholic he is. He won't give you that plenty numbers, but his work rate alone, and I think that's the reason why he's been the #1 player on Thomas Tuchel's team sheet.
Well, the reason why he's been the #1 player on Thomas Tuchel's team sheets, and it's the DRC Mbuku having it, current drafting back, lifts it for Chancellor Mbemba, the experienced Chancellor Mbemba, who hits it onto his left-hand side. I'll be telling you a bit about most of these players. Yes, Mpasi. He plays for Le Havre in a French league, so it tells you that he's a top-notch goalkeeper. Chancellor Mbemba, options for his goalkeeper once again, very deep inside the 18-yard, flats it out to the left-hand side, and guess who's having it? It's Ata Masuaku in plain to space, drops it for Yon Weza, who has been dropping very deep into midfield to help with those connection moves. And struck onto the right-hand side. There's Mbuku, who has it, a bit of chasing coming from the likes of Gerard Spence, infield now. There's Harry Kane, a long hit looking for Noni Madueke on the far right-hand side. Here comes the Three Lions. Madueke, can he beat Masuaku? But I managed to hang onto the ball a bit because it's not a very, very impressive channel. Let's drop onto the middle. Harry Kane lifts it for Anderson. And that's the man in the 4 jersey for them. It's onto the left-hand side. And guess who's Marcus Rashford? Sensing the Ikala, and Mpasi arrives a share late, but the ball just will be on the bar line.
Yes, we would expect that DRC, they are approaching the game with open-mindedness, no sort of defensive play at this moment, and I think I like their approach. However, I think they should be very, very careful at the back. I think when England recovered the ball in the middle and of course went in for Madueke, you could see how, they were quickly able to get something out of that. So in as much as they are opening up, they are trying to take the game to the English, they also need to be very careful at the back.
Well, they also need to be very careful at the back. And that is the words of Benji Bayes Mpasi. It's going to be a long drive to the left-hand side. He was looking for Sipenga, but it was a bit of pushing from behind. Referee will have none of that. But it's back to England's territory, where Declan Rice currently having it very deep in his own half. And he's got lots of options to his left-hand side because Nico O'Reilly is looking for it, but decides to hit it onto his right-hand side. And certainly, it's Konsa. Here, England having this possess again. And it's Chancellor Mbemba, who has all the broken pieces for the DRC at the moment. As they try to carry the ball around, Sipenga has it in midfield channel. And they are taking their time to draw this English team out of the defensive shell. And so many passes. Mutusami. Yes, Mbuku. A bit of chasing from Marcus Rashford. And it touches Marcus Rashford, runs out. So that's Mukau. And Kerlin wins that advantage for his side. 5 minutes into this game as we approach the 6-minute mark. And it's our live stream of the game between England and the DRC. World Cup round 32 fixture. As the DRC once again will try to come forward from the left-hand side. Taking their time, seeing most of the ball. Lacing the ball around. Yon Wesa. Mata Swaku. And there's a lot of bodies. That's Gerard Spence giving a bit of chasing there. Let's back to the defensive line. Chancellor Mbemba looking to pick it up. Very deep inside the English half. Goes for a long shot, looking for Yon Wesa. Misses him, but finds Sipenga. Oh my goodness. And it's already in. It's Sipenga with the DRC's first lethal strike. And the African nation takes the first lead. Important strike, an important lead. What a shock there. Definitely, I'm sorry the fans are shocked in Atlanta.
And that's what open up gives you, because they've not allowed the English players to dominate the game. They've actually come out of their shells, attacking the English. And you could see they swung about 10 passes together before Mbemba. He did that against their previous game, but it wasn't working. Now he was able to find Sipenga, who the shot was very good, and he was able to beat Marcus Pickford inside the post. And I think England would have to be beating themselves. They've not been very good when they are out of possession. They've allowed Congo to dominate most of the possession, but Congo will be happy of the two because they have the most important thing now. They have the goal, and they would now have to either sit back and try to play on the counter, or also open up again and then go for the second.
Well, Benji, what a moment. What a moment for the Leopards, and what an idea to take that ball from the very acute left-hand side, beating Jordan Pickford to it. This is the fastest England have considered so far at this year World Cup finals.
Yes. Before the commencement of the game, I spoke to you about the concerns about the English defense, how they are able to contain attacks that come their way. Their defensive setup, I think Konsa, Gehi, Spence, and then O'Reilly, there's been some sort of question marks about, because they are not a solid side that you struggle to get your way through them to get that goal. And so I think we should give the credit to Sipenka for that strike, because Pickford, as you all know, Pickford is very good at a shot stopping. He got his hand there, but still the ball was able to find its way under his arm, and he was able to get into the net. I think this is very good for DRC. However, the African side, what we've observed is that we are not able to keep up the momentum, keep up the concentration for a prolonged period. And before we realize, the Europeans have recovered in the game, and we find ourselves wanting. So I expect them to keep up the same momentum. Stay focused on the approach they started with. They should stick with it, and then going into the game, they will continue to match them in that manner. If they're able to, do that, probably they can get another goal, and then you get. It is coming home that is also going home very early.
Well, what a moment we've had so far. Lovely strike. It was bent to the far left-hand side of the England 18-yard. And again, his experienced skipper of the side, Chancellor Mbemba. And Jordan Pickford spreads himself, but again, though the stretch came in, the ball just too quality for him. Beats into the very near post and just slips it through. And the French gaffer, Sebastian Desabre, very, very elated after that very important strike. And the England fans, I tell you what, they've got their hands on their heads at Atlanta Stadium. But what a strike for that Maria man, 28 years old, and is making it count. 9 minutes and 50 seconds as we look to do less than 10 minutes into the game already. So just telling you that we've got an avalanche of goals in this afternoon's game. It's the skipper, Chancellor Mbemba, goes back to Mpasi, who hit it to Atam Maswaku. And it's back to Mpasi inside his own 6-yard, just 12 meters inside the 18-yard box, back to Chancellor Mbemba. And they're just passing the ball around, trying to enjoy themselves a bit. As Mukau, infield now, looks for Mbuku. It's on to Atam Maswaku. As he tried to come for it. Noah Sadiki again was being fetched at the far side, but the ball just too heavy for him. Now to pick, that's Atam Maswaku. What a player. He's been very consistent with the Leopards. He's been around with them, even back at the 2023 African Cup of Nations, and was a very, very important player for them. And what a history. The last time the DRC appeared at the World Cup was back in 1974. So it tells you. And it's their first ever knockout fixture at the World Cup finals. And already they have taken the lead against one of the favorites of the competition so far. Arsene Wenger, the likes of Gianni Infantino, all in the stands, enjoying this game. What a moment they are having. And the current man who is trying to run for the DRC presidential race, also in the former CAF General Secretary, Veron Umbasongo, also in the stands there as well. But here is England, who is currently having the ball. Just trying to pass the ball around and see if they can cause a bit of problem. The likes of Anderson having a touch. Lifts it for Declan Rice. Plenty of space there. Let's go so much option in Jet Spence. Lifts it for him. Noni Madueke. And it's back to the defensive line. Picks Anderson. And looks to be McGahey, who currently cross from Crystal Palace to Manchester City. Back to McGahey. He's left for Nico Riley, who's drifted into midfield. And a lot of tracking from the likes of Young Wizard for the DRC. And they are not in a haste. Konsa. And here's Marcus Rashford, Jude Bellingham instead, who have a touch now. Jude Spence, a bit of run. And again, he's swept off his face. Twazambe, Azal Twazambe, currently having a game of his life at the back. And Jude Spence, well, I mean, I don't want to talk about him.
Well,
he plays for Tottenham Hotspur in the English Premier League. And is currently back into the England fold, who have now taken a big step beyond the halfway line as they try to lace the passes around. There's Mark Gahey coming forward. He takes his got Nico Riley to his left hand side. He decides to flash it to Konsa. Konsa looks for Gerard Spence at the left hand side. He's taking a big walk with his favorite left foot. Konsa. And the English team trying to drift a bit. Noni Madueke. That is a bit of stand from Noah Sadiki. Sapenga into the mix there, but it's Spence who managed to keep possession for the Three Lions. There's Jude Bellingham, brings it back, and he finds his centre back in McGahey. Here's Marcus Rashford from the left hand side, drifting infield, looks fit for McGahey, who has seen most of the ball this afternoon. Comes down to the far right hand side. Here's Gerard Spence, 1-on-1 bit of leftovers. Can he beat the likes of Mutusami? Sends a flick, looking for Harry Kane, but finds Nico Riley. And it's back onto the left hand side. Marcus Rashford, point pass. But again, that hit from Declan Rice, obviously ricocheted off Mutusami. And it's a corner kick for the Three Lions.
And I like how Congo are defending. They are not allowing Kane to drop deep into midfield, because anytime he does that, there is chance of Mbemba following him. And because of that, he's not been able to link up with his midfield. And you know Kane, how he likes to link up with the midfield and create spaces for himself up front, but they are not giving him that chance. And I hope they continue and, you know, get that spaces very close enough so that that pocket of spaces you see Bellingham finding that through balls won't be able to find Harry Kane.
Oh, yeah, it's the first ever meeting between these two sides, if you care to know. An interesting stuff, and it's the first ever meeting between England and two African nations at the same World Cup finals. The last time it happened was back in 1990 when it drew 0-0 against Ghana, and they are now taking the DRC. But the last time that happened was back in 1990, beat Egyptians 1-0 and added Cameroon to it 3-2 in the quarterfinals at the 1990 World Cup. So let's see if the DRC will change the face of history here. But it's England currently pressing them. And it's Jude Bellingham curls in from the inside of his boot looking for Harry Kane and Jude Spence, but the ball rushes out, and that will be a goal kick. Clever play from the Three Lions, but again, you need to keep an eye on the Real Madrid man, Jude Bellingham. What a player he's been for them so far. 9th World Cup match, and he's already scored 5 times. And searching for more here in North America. And that's header. I will pick Nico Riley back to Jordan Pickford. He's not in a haste to hit it up front. Lifts it for McGahey. Here's found Elliott. He's got the likes of Declan Rice all waiting for it, but decides to hit it to his left hand side for Konsa. Spence. Noni Madueke has it. And again, it's going to be another long running. Madueke connects to Spence. Sends in the Kela. Mutusami hits it out of trouble. Noah Sadiki chasing it. And England, who are in white into this game, have got it all to themselves again. Well, in terms of position, you expect the Three Lions to dominate. They are the 3rd best team in terms of possession, average 65 per game so far at this year's Mondial. And for the DRC, they are the 34th team in terms of possession, 36% average out of the 48 teams present at the World Cup. So it tells you that they allow their opponent to enjoy the game, and they have to score on the encounter here. But here's Declan Rice, beat his marker, Mubukal, listen to Nico Riley. He's got Marcus Rashford to left hand side. Ahead, I seen him passing money to get a hand to it. Spence turns it back looking for Noni Madueke. But again, Zatama Swaku, who comes across, it goes to the ground. Rather, it's the goal scorer, Sipenga. That's a very clever intervention.
Yes, I mean, clever one from there. I don't know, but I'm not too comfortable with the fact that they've allowed the English to dominate the game so much. As I said earlier, the African sides, once we get the lead, we seem to switch a bit, and that could backfire eventually in the game. But yes, so far, need to give credit to England. They are doing their best to get the equalizer as soon as possible, because the more the game drags on with that scoreline, the more it unsettles them, and that will turn out to be an advantage for Congo. And so yes, if they're able to keep up the same pressure and then be able to find the back of the net, cool. But I think credit to the Congolese defense too. They've been brilliant so far. Mbemba marking a key, then Twazembe, Wan-Bissaka, them. So I think they'll be very, very good, and they should keep it up.
Well, so it's a round of 32 fixture between England and the DRC here on GhanaWeb. And it's 17 minutes already. And it's the DRC leading through Sipenges. Earlier minute strike, just inside around 9 minutes into this game. And so far, that is what has been separating these two sides. As the DRC who love to come forward. The man who got to go for him, coming forward now. Sipenga lifts it for Yon Weza. At the far left-hand side, lots of activities happening at the left-hand side of the DRC. Attacking up since it's going to be another long drive here. Looks for Yon Weza, and it's Mark Gay who closes up as a player on the turf there. Yon Weza goes out, right onto his feet, picks Jet Pence, a bit of pressure from Sipenga. Can he keep it on the turf? Managed to does brilliant work to keep it on the turf, and England will have it to try to cast the ball around. Yes, Konsa. Spence and is whipped out. And again, England flirting with danger.
The press from Congo has been brilliant, and Sipenga, they're not giving Spence any chance, and he has to be careful because he got past him for that first goal, and he almost did that again. And if he could have gotten into the box, we could have seen maybe another goal there, and that's a nasty foul from Bellingham.
Also looks to be Umbuku who is on the turf.
Rice.
And it's Declan Rice. It's such a very smooth player.
Bellingham.
That's right, Jude Bellingham who got himself into a bit of trouble. That's a very harsh tackle. And the Real Madrid man got himself into the book of the referee. The first yellow card of the game so far. And it goes to the number 10 man, Jude Bellingham, for the Three Lions. It tells you how frustrated they are at the moment in terms of the play, but it's Umbuku. I mean, painful rolls on the turf, and game quickly resumes here. Yon Weza being first time between two players, goes to the ground. In between Konsa and Magay, opens his arm to the referee. The referee is now having none of that. Exciting pressure from the African side. That's a clever delivery. There was a bit of touch, isn't it, guys?
But then it wasn't too much from Konsa. There was a shove there, but he did it at the right time, and he was also very optimistic. And then Wisa trying to head the ball with his head while the ball was...
don't look at the head. The head has got... Well, in case you are watching on live stream, Yon Wiza's head is shiny. I don't know if we've added some silver to it, but I must tell you.
Well, that's what it means to wear the jersey, doing everything they can to get the win. And for now, they've been perfect, and they need to keep up with whatever they are doing and limit England. England against Ghana, because Ghana had set up in a low block, they failed to penetrate, and now they are also failing to do the same thing here. And they've actually gone on to swing about 7 or 8 crosses into the box trying to find Hurricane, but so far the crosses have not been very okay. So if they go on to getting the crosses, Congo will be happy, because for now the crosses have not troubled any of their defenders.
Well, so talking about the Three Lions, they've conceded only once at this tournament against Croatia, but they kept clean sheet against Ghana and Panama, a game that they won by 2-0 in that final Group L fixture. And talking about the goal scorers for them so far this year's World Cup, Kane with 3 goals, Jude Bellingham with 2, and Marcus Rashford with 1. But here's a foul on Wan-Bissaka, getting interestingly into that tussle with his former colleague back in Manchester United.
And Wan-Bissaka, he could have played for the England national team. Unfortunately, he wasn't getting the call up, so decided to switch and play for DRC. And for this World Cup, he's been one of their standout players. And against a country that he grew up from, he's also showed that he can come up against Rashford and then the left-hand side in Nico O'Reilly.
Well, so 21 minutes. That is our featured game for today. That is England and the DRC. DRC leading by a goal to nil. Quite that's the very, very exciting news for Africans who are watching throughout the globe. And make sure you like and share our live stream. And brought to you by numerous sponsors, the likes of Lizishito, Glyco Insurance, Vena, Rush, Digo, all of them, Furniture City, all of them ensuring that Gym 369 in East Legon, ensuring that we bring you that very, very important live coverage of this game so far. And here's Noni Madueke for England. He turns it back to Jet Spence, who hits it into midfield. And he picks Mark Gahey. Mark Gahey onto his left-hand side for Marcus Rashford. Took his eyes off the ball and slips off his feet and is out for a train advantage to the DRC. And he wipes his sweat. 22 minutes and we're in for the first hydration break of the game so far. And so exciting stuff, the likes of DSTV, Malcolm, Kinori, Uslas, Just Chinese, Milo, Furniture City. And we're hearing more during this halftime break.
And for England, they've not really had a very good World Cup when it comes to their right-hand side. Because Gordon, in the last 3 games, he started against Croatia. He wasn't very efficient. Against Ghana, he was shut out by Senaya. And the Panama game, he was off because it was just, one of the games that they were obviously going to win. But against DRC, they are also failing to, test the right back. That is Wan-Bissaka. So that's something Tuchel should be, finding a way to fix, because you have Gordon, a very efficient wide attacker, and then Rashford. But they haven't shown what they've shown at their club level, because for Rashford, he did very well with Barcelona, even though he wasn't a starter. But once he came off the bench, he was very good and efficient. But at this World Cup, they are not really testing the right back of their opponent, and that's something, like I said, Tuchel should be trying to fix. But this game, it's been casual from England, just like they showed against Ghana. They had the possession, but they are not finding that perfect pass to find Harry Kane. You want Harry Kane to be, feeding on such through balls like how Olise is feeding Mbappe, but they are not getting that particular player, and that's why they've been called for Morgan Rogers, because Bellingham is not your out-and-out number 10. He won't give you that perfect passes. He can guarantee you the goals. He will get in good spaces to find the net. But if you need someone to change the space of the game, it's not someone like Bellingham, and that's what England are lacking now.
I beg to differ.
You can make your case.
In this tournament, I think he's been the main man so far
because he scored.
It's not about just scoring. His work rate off the ball, in terms of giving the right passes, finding Harry Kane in the right spots to get them the goals, and all that. If you follow the narratives around the matches that they've played so far, he's been the player that some of them believe that if they stand a chance of winning the World Cup, they need him at his best. We've seen Rogers being subbed on, and we have not seen any major impact from Rogers so far. Bellingham is that class of a player who is able to rise to the occasion when it matters most. I think this game, the entire squad, almost all of them, they are below par.
And that's what differentiates the good players from the best players.
No. What I'm saying is, per what you've seen in this tournament, Bellingham has proven to be better than Morgan Rogers. So you don't sideline Bellingham, then you bring in Rogers. Argument into the picture.
I think, interestingly, that so far Bellingham is doing the basic stuff, but he needs to do them more. Because he's done 7 passes,
nice passes to find Harry Kane, and then just put the ball inside the net.
Well, let's say talking about Harry Kane, England was trying to catch the DRC on the break, but they managed to survive that one. It's on to the far left hand side. Looks to be a huge Noah Sadek into that battle. And it's currently flashed out, but stays with the men in the blue shirt, the DRC. Mutusami has it in midfield, looks for Young way side, touch back to Mutusami, goes far to Mataswaku at the left hand side. And the likes of Noni Madueke trying to see if they can scan the ball and get too close to it, but no. As Young Windsor, Declan Rice chasing it back to Aswaku, but his ball currently out of touch. And it's going to be the DRC Troy.
Visa showing his exploits there. He saw Rice coming by, he was very good with it, still kept possession of the ball and then found the player. And That's the pressing I'm talking about. England are not pressing enough. They've been casual once they don't have the ball and are just waiting to win possession. But you don't have to wait in such games. You have to go all out for it. But maybe they are also being careful because once you go out of your box and try to win the ball, you leave spaces behind, and that could be dangerous for England.
Well, so it's Spence who stays on the turf, and the referee once again has taken the whistle to his mouth, and it looks to be a bit of trouble, unfolding there as the game has been halted a bit because Spence has got his face to the ground, and the yellow card has been flashed out. And just guessing who it should be Noah Sadiki, who plays for Sunderland. It's the man who got himself into the book of the referee. Very strong player, very pacey. And it is Spence who nutmeg Masuaku, but again, Noah Sadiki will not give him that breathing space, slides to the ground and tries to take the ball off him. They try on the ball off him, but look, the ball is just too pacey.
Very, very. And there are a lot of complaints, but there won't be more complaints about than this, Jabulani we had in 2010.
Jabulani,
even though there was a World Cup, the Jabulani had its own, news surrounding it because of how they say the ball was too round. I mean, the ball is supposed to be round, but the players were like, the ball is too round, and it wasn't, up to the way they wanted it to, flow when they hit it. But you can't blame these balls. As a player, you have to be willing to do with whatever ball you have at your feet, and we saw how Diego Forlan was able to play with the Jabulani. So sometimes it's not just about the ball, it's about your quality you possess also.
Well, so we'll talk about that story during halftime, but it's Tuzambe who takes that one away from trouble right on the edge of his penalty box because a bit of trouble was looming as we've done 28 minutes into this game so far. And as the DRC is still hanging on to that Sipenga's goal inside the 9 minutes. England pens back to Elliot Anderson. And they are now taking their time to just play a bit of activity at the far right-hand side. It's now brought infield. It's left for Konsa. Konsa goes back to his right-hand side because there's a bit of chasing for Sipenga. Back to Konsa. Slips through that very narrow space. Looks for Spence. Madueke lining up ahead of him, but the likes of Harry Kane right on the edge of the DRC box. Back to Declan Rice. Sends it a swinger. And it's a beautiful hand there from Mpasi. Great stuff there. What a stop. And it's Jude Bellingham, textbook header that got saved by Mpasi.
Yes. I mean, we've already talked about Jude Bellingham. I think the whole players, the entire squad, we've not seen any the brilliance of these players, the individual qualities that they possess. We've not seen it. So singling out, I find it problematic. However, I think that they are trying to find their rhythm now and building their momentum gradually. I think that was excellent save from the goalkeeper, the DRC goalkeeper and passing. Then they should keep up with the defensive work.
Well, so yes, Marcus Rashford, right hand side of the DRC half. It's Nico O'Reilly, turns it to his keeper, Harry Kane, looking for his 12th other World Cup finals. But so far he stays at 11. Now looks for Nico O'Reilly. Here's something between Motosami and Umbuku. England going long now. A low pass, a low Stelson Bemba fires Marcus Rashford alive and still late on the byline, and the ball is out. Clever pass from Jude Bellingham. And it's 30 minutes at Atlanta Stadium. It's still the DRC leading the Three Lions of England by a goal to nil in this round of 32 fixture live here on GhanaWeb.
Bellingham gives you arriving at the right spaces and then connecting with the ball. But unfortunately, this time Mpasi was very good to deny him there. But England are not using the left-hand side, that's Marcus Rashford's side, very much. And Congo at now should be, should be able to cover that left-hand side. That's the Masuaku's side, because most of England's build-up has been from that side. And once they connect the crosses, one or two are definitely going to find an England, attacker inside the box. And unfortunately, just like Bellingham had his, they won't be lucky once again if it falls to the head of Harry Kane, who is very potent with his head. So they should be wary of that right-hand side there.
So Noah Sadiki brings it all the way back to his keeper, Chancellor Mbeba. And here's Umbuku, 1-on-1, where Nico O'Reilly decides to hang on it a bit. He's got a bit of option in Wan-Bissaka, finds him now, who plays for West Ham. And there's Mukau. There's Umbuku, back to Mukau on the right-hand side. As the DRC is changing passes very deep inside the Three Lions half. Goes to Chancellor Mbemba, changes space of play to the far left hand side because Mata Swako is right there. Receives it on his left foot. Here he comes again.
Nice one.
There's Motusami. Kills inside. Young Wisa, and that is a clever attack from Magay. Oh, and England runs out of danger. But again, impressive play by the DRC, who are not relenting at this juncture, taking the game to the opponent. And once again, it's going to be another long shot. And Sipenga, but again, this time around, Sipenga hits me beyond the roof of the net.
And just Spence, he's having something to deal with in Sipenga. He's taking him on at every chance he's gotten. He almost found Wisa there, but thanks to the header from where he got off the head of Wisa. And England, they should be able to get more of the possession, because once Congo have the ball, they are willing to take on the defenders of England, but they just need to find the right pass. And Sipenga almost found Wisa in the box, but unfortunately it was cleared away. And England, although the passes are coming, they are not finding the right and the perfect pass to find Harry Kane. He's been a shadow up front. He's not had the services he was having against Croatia.
Well, talking about him, and the club Brian Sipenga plays for Almeria in La Liga 2, so it tells you of his quality and the kind of opposition players he's coming up against, who plays for the likes of Tottenham Hotspur and the likes. But so far, he's been the most outstanding player on the field of play. But here's Jet Spence, sensing Akela is headed out by Twazel, Sambe forced back by Andiot Ellison on the arc of the 18-yard. Referee blows his whistle, and there's a foul looming for the DRC. And guess who? It's Mboku once again, who gives his team a huge relief. Nico Raleigh, not so happy with that one. Looks a bit frazzled as the players drop back into their position, the DRC players. And they quickly take it. 33 minutes into the first 45 minutes. Round of 32 fixture between England and the DRC here on GhanaWeb. And it's brought to you by the likes of Just Chinese, Who's Last Enterprise, Rush Energy Drink, Milo, DSTV, Melcom, Furniture City, Emily Logistics, Glyco Insurance, Nizishito. But it's that non-Maduke, and there's a throw-in, quickly taking Noah Sadek Sandwich between two players. It's been forced out by Konsa onto the left-hand side, and the DRC just pushing. Well, the referee has asked that it should rather be an England throwing advantage, and they pick the ball right on the halfway line, and it's Jet Spence with the ball to take this one. Decides to bring it back to his defensive line. Looks to be Konsa. Let's see Jordan Pickford inside the arc of the 18-yard. This got McGay ahead of him. Flashes the ball to him. Nico Raleigh, but rather pick Marcus Rashford on the left-hand side. Rashford, huge close, finds Harry Kane. He's got a leg to it. Harry Kane, blocked there from Twaza Azambe. And the DRC survives. But there's another pressure from Spurs. Marcus Rashford is blocked on the line. And it's Wan-Bissaka. Creative stuff there from the DRC. Keeping your eyes in the game. But what a pressure so far from the Three Lions. Really, really looking for that equalizer before the halftime break, guys.
Brilliant defending. One from, was it Masuaku, and then the Transimbi rather, and then that block on the line from Wan-Bissaka. England are blazing right now, but they are yet, and they almost found the equalizer there, but thanks to brilliant defending from Congo, and yet they come again.
10 minutes, but this time around it's been trashed out and passed it. A bit of miscommunication, but managed to get the ball. Nono Madueke, just 19 meters out, and his hit comes off the body of Noah Sadiki. Ball rushed into the center cycle, but Jordan Pickford out of his post brings it back to Konsa, and then they'll regroup once again from the back. Declan Rice onto the far right hand side, just Spence. Another big run for Jude Bellingham, but has been taken off him, and it's Sozo Azambe who managed to get his feet around it, whips it out front, and it chases on down England's left hand side. It's kept in play. 35 minutes. Round 32 between England and the DRC.
Well, it's getting interesting now. England know that they need to score and are now doing whatever they can. But thanks to the defense of DR Congo, see how they defend. All of the players come back to defend once they don't have the ball. But the transition has also been very good from DRC, because once they win the ball off their half, they are very quick to release the ball to Sipenga or Mbuku, who are also very good with their feet and can take on defenders. So it's getting interesting now, and I believe the next goal will be coming from either of the teams. before the first half ends.
Oh, wow, interesting stuff. And talking about the manager of the side, Thomas Tuchel, and his manager likes of Chelsea and even Bayern. As England have it inside the center circle, looks to be Jet Spence, who decided to drift himself into the center circle, was trying to round out wide. It's rather not Madueke. Well, the two of them have got a black headband, so it's a bit confusing.
The Rasta also.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they are Rasta guys. So many Rasta guys in this tournament. Maybe I should consider doing one. But here's the DRC with possession at the moment very deep in DRC's half. Mutusami, Noah Sadiki has it. Here's Mata Swaku, brings it back to Zambe. Then there's the skipper of the side who's looking on, but rather decided to find Umbuku. And he has two players standing on him, the likes of Marcus Rashford and Nico Raleigh. Wan-Bissaka finds Yon Wesa. The flag is up. Looks to be an offside situation.
Yeah. And Congo, very good with the ball. They are not scared to take on the players of England, and which is fascinating to watch. Very good. And I like how they are testing the wide players of England, but they need to get the ball inside the box. Once you are able to get inside the box, any touch is a penalty, and even if you cross, it can be deflected and then an own goal can be benefited from it. So they need to keep doing what they are doing, but once they get into the box, they need to find the right pass and they can get another goal.
Well, they need to find the right pass, they can get another goal. And talking about the DRC so far in this tournament for them, drew with Portugal on match day 1, and also beating Uzbekistan in that final group game. Lost to Colombia by goal to nil, so it tells you for the first time they've been able to win some points at the World Cup finals. Back in 1974, lost all 3 group stages game, hesitated out of the competition, and Yon Wesa is the DRC's first goal scorer at the World Cup. That is a corner kick, it's a free kick instead. The ball stays inside, 12 yards. England players protesting a bit, referee have none of that. The ball stays with Declan Rice, hacks it back to Elliott.
Yes, teacher at the touchline.
Yeah.
Calling for a handball situation, but I think it would just be like the PSG against Bayern when he cleared the ball and off the hand of GhanaWeb, but because they said it was his own player, there was no need to call for a penalty. So I don't think anything will be gotten from that.
Oh, wait, a dangerous chance breaking here. Looks to be Yon Wesa, but decides to take it quickly. There's a big run here from Mukau. There's another Wan-Bissaka. There's going to be some support. In Umbuku. Sends it to Ikela, but again, England needs to be very careful inside their 18-yard. Marcus Rashford with the final header. Mutusami brings it back to right-hand side for Umbuku. 1-on-1 against Rashford. Hits it against the body of Nico Raleigh, and certainly that is going to be a corner kick there. 39 minutes between England and the DRC, and DRC leading England by goal to nil in this particular game.
It's worrying. I mean, if we're in the shoes of Thomas Tuchel, we'd be very, very worried. The group stages, there were, a couple of criticisms regarding their performances. And then here we are against, somewhat very manageable opponents. And they are struggling to get a better result or even put up a very decent performance. The lack of creativity in the team, I think, will be their downfall heading into the further stages of the tournament. We spoke about the fact that Kopama, Trent and others were left out. This is a manager who comes and says that I determine. You can't determine what I should do, and he made those bold decisions. But I think Rashford, Madueke, taking on the fullbacks, they've been struggling. You've not seen that. There's no creativity. If you're watching France, you see what Olise gives you. You see what Mbappe gives you. These are players who are able to create moments. We don't have that in this England team. It is very, very, very worrying. And Tuchel needs to find an answer to that. Otherwise, they will be found wanting.
Well, so Tuchel needs to find an answer to that. But for Sebastian Desabre, who was the head coach of the DRC, so far so good for his side. As we are into the last 5 minutes of the game so far here. As Nene Madueke lifts the ball ahead of Jen Spence, who needs to get early, but Azambe managed to get a free to divert the direction of the ball, and they concede a corner kick.
I think it came off Spence again.
Spence again, okay. Brilliant
it's a goal
stuff.
kick, and they allowed Spence to raise down the right, but I believe because they had it covered in the box, they were not worried that he was going to go in it, and that's the chance again.
I mean,
Rashford should have done better, or that's all he could have done.
I think yes.
You
I think we should give credit to the player's position.
Wan-Bissaka.
Yes, Wan-Bissaka's position in the ball, but that was an obvious goal.
Manchester United's so-called finished product in Wan-Bissaka. What a game is having so far at this World Cup. Here's Mbeba, lovely cross. Oh, that's what the Wan-Bissaka, the man I was just talking about. There's Young Wissa who hits the woodwork. The Sabre with his hands onto his head. And Young Wissa with his 2 arms into the sky. Wan-Bissaka looks a bit surprised as he jogs back. But look at this crossing again. It was bet inside from the right-hand side. Wan-Bissaka ahead of Konsa and Maguire. But fails to just notch it home. Took a touch, but again, misses by Whisker. Comes off the lower woodwork.
Once again, the Congolese, wings paving the way for that chance there. And like I called earlier, they need to find the right person. Once they did, we almost got the second goal. Penalty, red card.
Oh, hold on here.
A dive.
Oh, that's
should be a yellow for simulation then.
And the referee is Harry Kane, who cannot believe it. A bit at sea. And the England bench agrees with him, with their skipper, with their talisman. And the DRC a bit lucky on that occasion.
I don't think it's a dive.
Let's watch it once again.
The Mpasi.
Oh, that's very feeble. That is very feeble. It'll be shocking to take that one for. No. It's not a penalty. It cannot be.
It's not.
It can't
he
be a
barely
penalty.
touched him. It was Kane who rather took his legs onto Mpasi. Very, very good, like refereeing there. Very, very good one.
And the referee scores full mark on that occasion. And Harry Kane still pressing for that back check. 43 minutes with just 2 minutes of normal time in this first half department of the game. And let's see what the decision is going to be from the referee. Whether you surmount to the pressure that is being given.
Check over.
As the referee from Saudi Arabia.
It won't be given.
Mark Hamed.
Very, very good referee.
Very, very good referee. And already getting a lot of plaudits for that huge decision. As we've done 43 minutes, player is rather Young Wissa who stays on to the grand referee. Waste of the advantage. He spends, brings it to Konsa. Oh, it's just slicing the ball around the back line and lifts it for Maguire. Back to Konsa. Taking a big step towards the center cycle, lifts it inside for Anderson, who brings it on to his left hand side. That is Nico Raleigh. Back to Maguire. While talking about Nico Raleigh, also plays for Manchester City, so it's a great pair at the back between him and Maguire. They've got a bit of understanding. Konsa. Back to Maguire. Marcus Rashford waits it up front. Declan Rice, big space there. But again, Noah Sadiki can't stop him. Hands on to it. Declan Rice. Marcus Rashford Benson on the edge of the 18-yard, trying to go to the traffic of blue set. Ends up giving the ball away. And Charles Ndemba once again playing a very pivotal role.
And still England lacking that pivotal pass, that through ball that can slice open the defense of Congo, because it's been too many crosses and the Congolese defense have been able to deal with whatever cross comes in, so they need to find an alternative. That very good pass from either Bellingham or Rice could be the answer to their problems.
But I think Bellingham gave one to Harry Kane, but unfortunately
that was it. But
I mean,
they need to do this more of the passes, because
but
the crosses aren't working.
Yes, but I think we should also acknowledge the defensive solidity of the Congolese. Mbemba, Twanzembe, they've been very, very solid at the back. But yes, I don't know whether Hakim should have done better with his experience that he has on that occasion, or he felt there was higher chances of the referee giving them.
I think he anticipated the touch there from Mpasi, but Mpasi
was
also
obviously
brilliant.
It wasn't a concrete.
He withdrew his hands
for that to happen,
because that would have been a red card also.
Yeah, so far below par performance from the English players. And you know what it means if they are flashed out of the tournament tomorrow. It'll be interesting to see the headlines that will make the waves in England, the likes of the UK Times, what will be publishing. But here comes Nico Raleigh down the right-hand side, lifts it for Marcus Rashford. That big run from Nico Raleigh to connect to the ball at the left corner flag, but comes off. Charles Mbemba rolls out. It's going to be a rather train advantage, quickly taken. It's brought back to Declan Rice, 35 yards out, bends it into the central position in the midfield, is hit onto the far right-hand side from Konsa. Let's go, Noni Madueke. Who sends in the flick? Oh, the clever touch there from Mpasi. Oh, the Le Havre goalkeeper makes a second firm grip of the ball. What a moment. And I tell you what, the African goalkeepers really showing their class on the biggest stage there. How did he deny that particular ball from Jude Bellingham? And again, pinpoint pass, strike beyond maximum limit. But the most important thing is that he managed to tip it off.
Yeah, and very good, reflexes, because once he didn't tip it off the post, he could have actually found another rebound from an English player, and he did brilliantly well with that save. But once again, kudos to Bellingham. That's what he gives the England national team, arriving at the right moment to either poke home or head home, and that's how he's been brilliant for this World Cup. He's been playing back. Very good save there from Mpasi.
Well, it's the DRC goalkeeper who is really keeping his country intact in this game. As we've done more than 2 minutes of the 6 minutes have been added. Nico O'Reilly diagonal to the right-hand side of the DRC half, and they've lost out on possession. Looks to be Sipenga who lifts the ball for Noah Sadiki. Back to Sipenga. It's rather Mukau, and it's on to the left foot of Noah. It's rather Yon Wesa. Finds Sipenga, making his way onto the 18-yard. Oh, brilliant play from the Almeria player. Look, I think that Africa has got quality.
He
plays in the second side of La Liga 2. And look at how he's handling the big boys.
Tottenham Hotspur right back.
It's just chance. But here's England on the right foot at the far right-hand side. Noni Madueke tips it to Harry Kane. He's got a bit of support from Anderson, who's arriving on the edge of the 18-yard. Decides to go back to Noni Madueke at the left-hand side of the DRC 18-yard. Madueke, that's a bad idea. Couldn't really go through that traffic of blue set at the left-hand side, and the DRC will not take their time to just pass the ball among themselves. And it's currently out, and DRC wins that throw-in advantage.
Bukayo Saka. It's very unfortunate that he didn't arrive at the tournament in top shape to really help them, because from what Madueke is giving us on that side, ring side, I think is very disappointing for a whole, a Three Lions winger to put up such performance. Yes, I know that in the second half we try to introduce Bukayo Saka. When he comes, he tries to give us the glimpses of the quality that we know him for, and if they are able to get past Maswak, I think they will be able to.
So Noah Sadiki bring it forward. That's the Penga. He's got a light of Yon Wesa. Hit it against the body of Jet Spence, and England runs out of danger. The flag is already up as well. But talking about Noni Madueke, he's one of the two best performing players on the turf so far for the Three Lions, together with Jude Bellingham.
I think we've not seen anything productive. We've seen a lot of productive work from Jude Bellingham.
And that's what Tuchel wants from his players, swinging the crosses. Because even at Bayern, when he had all the very good players and players who could thread a pass through a needle, he still wanted them to swing in the crosses for Harry Kane. And that's what he's demanding from Madueke. So once he does the crosses for Tuchel, the player is doing what he's asking, and he will forever play him. And before this game, the fans back home and then the fans back home were calling for Madueke to be dropped. But others were saying he will be the number one player on the sheet. And like we saw, he was being started again. But
well, we're talking about Noni Madueke so far in this game. For him, he's created 2 big chances, 2 key passes, 17 accurate passes out of 18. So it should just tell you his caliber.
Yeah.
He's doing the job. Maybe perhaps the
he's
strikers.
not that fancy.
Yeah.
He won't give you that fancy football, but he just does his bit and then he moves on.
But it's another corner kick for England, and it's Declan Rice who goes behind it. As the Three Lions pushes so many bodies inside the DRC's penalty area. The likes of Marcus Rashford, Harry Kane, crosses swung in, passing again, what class save! And Leopards are staying intact into this game. Wow, so many talking points. This time around, straight to his Langa. And he stays on the turf.
Maybe he will also be having.
And there is it, first 45 minutes. And it's in passing out with a world class save at the depth of halftime. And look at the blast there.
That's the only time the Congolese defense failed to deal with the cross, and once it fell to Hurricane. But thanks to him pass, he's been brilliant, and maybe we will be having him also have Instagram followers rise up to maybe 10 million before tomorrow if the England are able to progress. Well, the first half has come to an end. England trailing by a goal to 0 thanks to a Sepenga brilliant 9th minute taking goal, and we will head into the second half very shortly. But before we do that, let's go for this quick breather. We'll be back with the first half analysis with me, Victor, and then Benjamin.
Glyco General Insurance provides non-life insurance solutions spanning across motor, fire and accident, marine, liability, bonds and guarantees, as well as specialty risks like agric, energy, oil and gas.
Coca-Cola is changing the game and giving away free cash. Introducing the Biggest Can and Win promo. Your chance to enjoy great taste and win instant cash every day. Just buy a bottle of Coca-Cola, locate the QR code on the label, scan with your smartphone, watch the video and enter your details and stand a chance to win instant cash. No waiting, no stress, just real rewards instantly. From everyday refreshment to unexpected rewards, Coca-Cola is more than a drink, it's an experience. So what are you waiting for? Grab your Coca-Cola today, scan the code and win big.
Bigo, big on taste, refresh your vibes. This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply.
This advert is FDA approved.
Every game starts with pressure. The pressure to move faster, push harder, go further. On the pitch, every second matters, every sprint, every tackle, every chance. The world watches, but pressure doesn't stop me. It drives me. Because energy changes everything. The energy to keep moving, the energy to keep fighting, the energy to rise when the moment gets bigger. From the training ground to the world stage, I bring everything I've got. I don't wait for the moment, I create it with the energy that keeps me rising. Rush Energy Drink. Be bold, be you.
Drink responsibly. Not recommended for persons below 18, pregnant women and lactating mothers. This advert is FDA approved.
The best part of going home is family.
Sit up! Hey, mommy, my wife is cooking something delicious. Well, here.
Hot pepper sauce, spicy. Bona yete,
Lizzie Sito, the Sito is Sito. Lizzie Sito, overfill.
Lizzie Sito, please, can I take some to school tomorrow?
Yes, my son, you can. Lizzie Shito dear, ebesu obiasu.
Lizzie Shito hot pepper sauce. Yes, spicy and
Lizzie Shito hot pepper sauce. Spicy.
Glyco General Insurance provides non-life insurance solutions spanning across motor, fire and accident, marine, liability, bonds and guarantees, as well as specialty risks like agric, energy, oil and gas.
Coca-Cola is changing the game and giving away free cash. Introducing the Biggest Can and Win promo. Your chance to enjoy great taste and win instant cash every day. Just buy a bottle of Coca-Cola, locate the QR code on the label, scan with your smartphone, watch the video and enter your details and stand a chance to win instant cash. No waiting, no stress, just real rewards instantly. From everyday refreshment to unexpected rewards, Coca-Cola is more than a drink, it's an experience. So what are you waiting for? Grab your Coca-Cola today, scan the code and win big.
Bigo, big on taste, refresh your vibes. This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply.
This advert is FDA approved.
Every game starts with pressure. The pressure to move faster, push harder, go further. On the pitch, every second matters, every sprint, every tackle, every chance. The world watches, but pressure doesn't stop me. It drives me. Because energy changes everything. The energy to keep moving, the energy to keep fighting, the energy to rise when the moment gets bigger. From the training ground to the world stage, I bring everything I've got. I don't wait for the moment. I create it with the energy that keeps me rising. Rush Energy Drink. Be bold, be you.
Drink responsibly. Not recommended for persons below 18, pregnant women and lactating mothers. This advert is FDA approved.
The best part of going home is family.
Sit up! Hey, mommy, my wife is cooking something delicious. Well, here.
Lizzie Shito, hot pepper sauce, spicy. Bona yete, Lizzie, oh Lizzie. Lizzie Shito,
Lizzie Shito, the Shito is Shito. Lizzie Shito, over
Lizzie Shito, please, can I take some to school tomorrow?
Yes, my son, you can. Lizzie Shito dear, ebesu obiasu.
Lizzie Shito hot pepper sauce. Yes, spicy and that's
Lizzie Shito hot pepper sauce. Yes, spicy.
Glyco General Insurance provides non-life insurance solutions spanning across motor, fire and accident, marine, liability, bonds and guarantees, as well as specialty risks like agric, energy, oil and gas.
Coca-Cola is changing the game and giving away free cash. Introducing the Bigos Scan and Win promo. Your chance to enjoy great taste and win instant cash every day. Just buy a bottle of Bigo Cola. Locate the QR code on the label. Scan with your smartphone, watch the video and enter your details and stand
from that short break. It's England against DR Congo, and England trailing by 1-0 in the break. And guys, England dominating possession but still not being able to break the defense of DR Congo, and DR Congo putting in the only chance they had in before the first 10 minutes, getting the much needed goal.
Yes, so far so good. I think the England are doing well after conceding. They've been trying to possess more of the ball, getting the crosses. But yes, I think Mpasi has been the stumbling block against their quest to get the equalizer. It's very unfortunate for them. I think we should also give credit to the DRC defense. I mean, Mbemba, Tuanzembe, Wan-Bissaka, Masuaku, they've been very, very solid. Rashford and then Madueke were not able to operate in full force, and that has really helped them to keep the game at 1-0 in their favor. And so yes, Mpasi's world class saves, the least said the better. He's been absolutely brilliant in the first half, and it's through his works that they have been able to taking the lead. They have been able to keep the lead at 1-0, and heading into the second half, you should expect some sort of pressure, more momentum from the English side. I remember their game against Croatia. The first half, the tempo was kind of lower, and then they returned, and that's, I think they played for the first 20-30 minutes. And I mean, almost everybody was convinced that yes, we are seeing the Thomas Tuchel effects and then his handiwork on the team. And so yes, in the early embers of the second half, we would expect that England will come in full force trying to get the equalizer as soon as possible. Because once the game keeps dragging to the 70th, 80th minute, then you know that you are heading towards doom. And it's something that the English players wouldn't want to find themselves in. And so, yes, I think all credits goes to the goalkeeper Mpasi for his excellent saves, and then the defense too as well. They've done really, really well. Sepenga, so I think we should applaud him for that goal. Pickford, as you all know, these are was that I mean, on normal day for Everton or in post, he will be able to prevent such balls from entering the net. But it's got past him, so it also tells you the quality, the technique with which Sepenga was able to play the ball with. And so yes, he also deserves some credits for that. So yes, for England, yes, I think that early in the second half they will try to get the equalizer. But if Congo are able to stay focused, maintain the same momentum that they played with in the first half, per what we've seen, they will be able to contain them. And it all hinges on the performances of goalkeeper Impasi. If he's able to produce those saves, because the chances will be coming in for the England players, but if he will be able to produce those saves, I think it will help keep them in the game. I think they shouldn't also be complacent with the goal or with the lead. They should try go out front and get more goals or another goal, and that gives them that security that you want. You know, these players, their games are defined by moments. Ivory Coast, Germany, Ivory Coast, Norway. It clearly tells you the kind of performance. You dominate the game, create the chances, but when you get your moments, what do you do with them? Haaland punish them. So if they get their moments and they are not able to get the second goal, I wish for their chances to increase in terms of qualification. They need to get the second goal, and that security goal will guarantee them a spot going forward.
Well, Victor, England have not actually created anything meaningful within the middle, centrally, thanks to the defensive pair of Chance Mbemba and then Ezo Tuazambe. But in at the flanks, they've swung in many crosses, but thanks to the brilliant saves of Mpasi, they could have been leading either 3-1 or 2-1. Is it something the DRC coach should be, having a look at? Because the crosses, even though Mbemba and then Tuazembe have been brilliant dealing with the through balls and all that, they have not been okay dealing with the crosses that come into their box.
Yeah, I think the first thing is that what kind of players have the DRC got on their bench? And clearly, I would say that the best they have is what they are currently using in the first half department of the game. I think that in terms of quality, we know that the English team is quality. The only reason why they are heading into the dressing room trailing by a goal to nil is the goalkeeper. It's impassive. They've created 5 big chances in this first half alone. Congo created just one, and in fact, even that one wasn't really a big chance. But it's just Sipenga's brilliance that he was able to hit that ball from inside of the right-hand side of the 18-yard to big Jordan Pickford. But you ask me, I think England are doing the basic things. Yes, midfield. They have been succumbed in the midfield by the DRC. So let's give credit to the DRC midfield, because if you have the likes of Motosami, Mukau, Mbuku, taking the game to the likes of Jude Bellingham, outclassing Declan Rice, and then Elliot Anderson in midfield, it should tell you the kind of game Sebastian De Sabri side are playing. But I think on the flanks, they are creating the chances. Noni Maduke is bringing the balls. The DRC defensive setup of Wan-Bissaka, of Chancellor Mbemba, Chozola Asambe, and then Masuaku. I think so far, the life wire for the DRC has been the back line. The back line, because, yes, they've been able to score goal. They've created 1 or 2 chances. Yon Wisa against the post. Yon Wisa against the post. Yeah. We've also seen them create 1 or 2 chances. But I think from what we have seen, clearly, if not for the goalkeeper and the defensive line, I think the DRC should be trailing by 3-1 at this particular point.
Well, the players are heading onto the pitch for the second half. But before we go into the second half, let me acknowledge our sponsors: Rush Energy Drink, DSTV, Melcom, Kinori, Usla Enterprise, Just Chinese, Milo, and Furniture City. There is Lizzie Sheto. Want that real Ghanaian heat in your meal? Grab a pack of Lizzie Sheto, the hot pepper sauce that tastes like home, made with shrimp, fish, and 0 preservatives. It's spicy, rich, and full of flavor. Perfect for rice, kinky, wache, and whatever meal that you want to have it. Available in shops and supermarkets near you. For bulk purchases, call 0501 683344 or 0501550998. Lizzie Shito Eye Spicy. Glyco General. There also Glyco General. A dream is more than a wish. It's the business you are building, the home you are investing in, the family you are providing for, the future you are working hard to create. At Glyco General Insurance, we understand that every dream represents years of effort, commitment, and hope. That's why we are dedicated to helping protect the things that bring those dreams to life. Whether it's protecting yourself, vehicle, home, businesses, or valued assets, Glyco General provides reliable insurance solutions designed to cushion you against life's unexpected setbacks. Protect that dream today. Download the Glyco General app to sign up or call 0501 447694 or email at customerexperience@glycogeneral.com or visit any Glyco General branch near you. Glyco will cushion you for life. So the second half is about to start. Victor will take over now and give us the commentary.
Well, so thank you very much. Welcome back to the second half department of the game. And it's Jude Bellingham a few seconds ago that was in that chat with the referee Adham Mohammed of Jordan. He's the center man for today's game. Well, so there have been a bit change of position. So DRC now playing from right to left, and they are crowded in their blue outfit as England, the Three Lions, are playing from left to right, and they are in their all outfit showmanship here. So white top, white shorts, and white hose for them. And currently, he fails to keep the ball on the turf. Looks to be Marcus Rashford. And the DRC have got a quick throw-in down the far right-hand side. Is brought back. It's Ataman Swaku. Finds Mpasi, who's been very brilliant for them in the first 45 minutes. This next 45 minutes is a huge decider. And if the DRC will want to make the knockout, the round of 16, they would have to do something. Here's Motusami, release one up front looking for Sipenga. And it's 10 inside by Tamaswaku. Yon Wisa chases it, sends it or drags it across the field onto the far left hand side. And here's the DRC trying to be quick in catching. DRC Wan-Bissaka. Oh, Elliot Anderson comes back, picks it up inside the 18. Hurricane falls very deep. And there's a bit of foul on him. Motusami the culprit on that occasion. 46 minutes. And in case you just joined us on GhanaWeb, our live coverage of England and DRC is the DRC leading England by a goal to nil. 7th minute strike in the first half by Brian Sipenga. And that is what the DRC have been hanging on to since that time. And the Three Lions have been chasing their shadow so far with so many chances created. As many as 5 big chances in the first half, but they've been denied on most of the occasions by Lionel Mpasi. But here is Noni Madueke, and the ball is currently out. Looks to be Wan-Bissaka once again without masterclass to prevent the Arsenal man from thrusting forward further. So Konsa to Maguire. As Declan Rice. Looks to be another long run. Turns it in onto the far left hand side. Marcus Rashford is brought back once again. The exciting play here is Konsa. Turns it onto the far right hand side. And looks for Noni Madueke. Looks like he's going to send in another crossing and is headed out by Noah Sadiki. There's a bit of touching from behind on Sipenga. Referee have none of that. Noah Sadiki plays the ball out of danger. Maswaku, brilliant back flick. He's got Elliot Allison runs into trouble. Gives the ball to the Three Lions. Jude Bellingham rushing for it. And there's Mount Zambe who prevent that one. Crosses the halfway line.
Well, Congo still starting strong like they did in the first half. But they had a chance there, and unfortunately that pass couldn't find the one visa inside the box. But England also are trying to get the momentum back, but unfortunately they are not doing anything than they did in the first half. The crosses coming again from Madueke, but they need that extra spark. They need that very good pass to find Hurricane, because since the first half he's been isolated so far, and he had to come all the way back in midfield to get himself into the game, and that's not good for the England side.
So Ben, a second half, 48 minutes done. We're 3 minutes into this half. Are you impressed with what we are seeing?
I would say yes. The Congolese are not budging in. I mean, they are still trying to open up the game and make sure they match them one-on-one, and then probably they will be able to gets the second goal. I think earlier in the second goal, we saw that chance there that Declan Rice had to clear the ball off, and had not been that, Congo would be leading by 2-0 by now. So yes, I think I like the approach to the second half, because once you decide to sit back, you give them your free roll to operate and then mount pressure on you, and they are not doing that. Still opening up the game, can try to make sure they get the second goal.
Well, so many players on the bench for the DRC, but there's a bit of activity happening at the moment. Looks to be a corner kick for the English national team to be driven from the left-hand side. And here's Declan Rice, sends it in. Oh, and again, just the foul, the last post, and then Mata Swaku at the right place to ensure that he prevents any ball from finding the back of the net. Got in front of Jude Bellingham, who was just arriving, but arrives a shade late. That would have been a bit of an uncomfortable situation for the Leopards. Another corner kick, this time around from the opposite direction, from the right-hand side. And it's Declan Rice once again who he let himself to take such piece. As we approach the 50th minute mark, so 5 minutes already into this game, the second half department of the game. Rice sends it across, the play on the turf, passing jams, referee blows his whistle. Adham Mohammed, the Jordan referee, takes the whistle to his mouth, blows it, and Charles Mbemba, absolutely very furious with Hurricane.
I think he needs to be careful there. The referee had already blown the whistle. There is no need charging at the referee and asking questions. He's blown in your favor, so you even have the time to rest and then regroup and try to mount another attack. There was no need for him charging at the referee like that.
What do you agree, Ben? You don't agree?
No, I think that it's a fierce game that you don't need to take certain things for granted. Almost everything, just make sure that you protest, so that, the referee is also aware that, yes, if I take any decision, there will be some sort of opposition from the other end. And so it keeps the referees on his toes to give the best of officials.
Well, the momentum of the game, currently flying high, 2 players on the turf, another touch there from Noah Sadiki. It's just saw the run of Sipenga at the far side, but fails to reach him. England has it, presses the halfway line. There is coming. There's Marcus Rashford 1-on-1 against Chancellor Mbemba. Bidding! Oh, that is side netting from Marcus Rashford. 50 minutes. And that is another agonizing means from the current man who plays for Barcelona.
And this is what they need to be doing more. Take on your marker, enter the box, and try to find the targets. That was a nasty foul, but a referee wave play on anyway.
Maybe there might be a VAR review, but this was a big chance where Marcus Rashford was just dangling his way, just doing a bit of the wavy movements, and managed to beat Chancellor Mbemba by the final shots. Very poor on that occasion. Mataswaku on the left-hand side, left it for Noah Sadiki, and it's prevented. Anderson once again coming across it. And so far, so good. In case of January, it is the round of 32 fixture between England and the DRC. And the DRC, good news is that they are leading their opponent by goal to nil. And this live stream is powered by our valued partners, the likes of Just Chinese, Usla's Enterprise, Rush Energy Drink, Milo, Melcom, Furniture City, DSTV, Emily Logistics, Blackco Insurance, Lizishito, among several others. And here is England once again on the right, football forced to the front of Jude Bellingham, somewhere between Chancellor Mbemba and there's Wan-Bissaka now trying to take on Jude Bellingham. Oh, that's a big hand. Steps inside, is turned away. 52 minutes. And it's England who is just keeping on the momentum of the game and picking up from where they left off in the first 45 minutes. And the DRC are really threatening with danger at the moment.
They did the same against Croatia, had about 11 shots in the space of 7 minutes, all on targets. But again, brilliance. Was that a cross? I think it was a cross, but it almost landed, well, deflected, yeah, and it almost landed into the net. And another brilliant stop there from Mpasi.
Oh, the skipper of the side, Chancellor Mbemba, not taking any chance there at all. Needs to get his big boot to it. And just, that is goal line clearance.
He almost broke his goalkeeper's fingers
you
there.
need to do that, you know. It's a critical stage. Jude Bellingham could not just believe it. And the English players are a bit frustrated at the moment after all those chances they are creating, and it looks like it's just not going.
Yes, I mean, after the Bazi save, you clearly see Bellingham just stand there, staring at the goalkeeper. Who is this guy? I mean, this guy from nowhere just, frustrating us. And so, yes, it clearly tells you the kind of approach that they are using. But I'm not happy with the fact that Congo seem to concede more shots, more chances in the box. It's something that they need to work on. I mean, they are trying to still keep up their defensive shape, but I think they shouldn't concede more of such chances. Marcus Rashford on any day should be able to bury what that he had. But unfortunately, it clearly tells you that his situation at FC Barcelona, that regardless of his price being low, Barcelona are still trying to look for alternatives. Because Champions League, there were crucial moments where he had chances that he could have very similar to this. He wasn't able to. But a player of your caliber at this level in your career, you should be able to make use of some of these chances.
Also, Marcus Rashford, and a very, very clever player, formerly of Manchester United, currently on loan at Barcelona, and got a very important goal against Croatia in that first group opener this year's World Cup. As a heads going up, Wan-Bissaka. It's on to the far right hand side, the referee. And the flag is up. Looks to be Mukau once again into the fray. And he jogs back. And the big question, how many times will the DRC sit on their defensive tenterhook so far in this game? Yes, Spence, he's got Noni Madueke to his right inside, takes his time, hangs onto the ball, retracts it back to Konsa. He's got McGahey inside the center cycle. Linear pass to him. He's onto the far left-hand side now. And it's Marcus Rashford, McGahey. England pushing men up front. Long hit diagonally to the right-hand side to pick Noni Madueke. 1-on-1 against Mata Swaku. Madueke takes his time, brings it back to Spence. Nico Raleigh back to Madueke. Spence again. And it's a bit of work for him to do on that occasion. And the DRC team wins it. Looks to be Mata Swaku now, who has it. With two players approaching, the likes of Noah Sadiki and Swaku. And it's a big chance, big favor one for the DRC, who managed to blast it against the body of Jet Spence. And it rolls beyond the bar line. And so far so good. The likes of Arsene Wenger are all enjoying this game, as well as FIFA's general soccer team.
For Wenger, he will be happy with how England are playing, because that's how he wants his side to play, attack more. But it's been brilliant defending from Congo. But aside they not being able to deal with the crosses that are coming in, they've been able to deal with the through balls and the carpet passes. But they need to be wary of the crosses, because this is what England will be doing now that they are chasing the game. The crosses will be flying left and center, and they need to have, their defensive capabilities in check. Other than that, they would be smiling at the wrong side of their mouth.
Well, so this is a decisive moment for the Three Lions. And once again, it's Noni Madueke at the right-hand side, brings it back to Jet Spence, onto Anderson. And he finds Konsa. McGahey, who have a touch. Carries the ball to the left-hand side. Rashford. McGahey. Konsa again, just crossing the halfway line. Leaves the ball in the circumference of the center cycle. Goes to the left-hand side. Declan Rice. Rashford. 1-on-1 with Wan-Bissaka. Yes, Declan Rice, Jude Bellingham will have a touch. Mutusami not giving me any breathing space at all. Jet Spence spreads the ball to the right-hand side. And guess who is falling here? It's Noah Sadiki. And it's a long whip inside. And it's been cleared away by Tozo Mazam. Look, I think that so far, Mazambe has been a very, very good player for them.
Yeah, and the pairing in the center has been very, very good today, because the key aspect is they not allowing Hurricane to have a feel of the ball, because anytime the ball comes in for Hurricane, it's been dealt with, and they will be okay that Hurricane is not having a very good day, in the game.
Well, he plays for Burnley at the moment. Also had a bit of stint with Manchester United. As Twazambe, but here's Anderson for England, brings it into midfield as they try to bring the ball forward a bit. And it's centrally through the midfield. Declan Rice lifts it for Anderson, and likes of Mutusami charging very close to it, but Declan Rice has it, lifts it for Nico Raleigh, who takes a big step up front, back to McGahey. And there's Three Lions scanning the area looking for possible openings in this very compact DRC side. As roasted onto the right hand side for Noni Madueke, one-on-one with Marta Swaku, trying to drift away from him. Sipenga chased it, and it is just Spence giving a bit of work to do against Sipenga. Anderson, Sipenga has it. Sipenga left hand side here, he's got a bit of support. Young Wesa takes his time, looks for options. There's a bit of run centrally, but it's hard to find Mutusami. Noah Sadeke goes to the ground. Young Wesa over elaboration. Referee waits on advantage. England charging forward. It's Anderson. Looks to be Hurricane. Oh, hit it against the body of Total Asambe and Lionel Mpasi. A bit furious inside the stand, but the referee, Adham Mohammed, blows his whistle.
I don't get why Sipenda tried to slow down proceedings, because in transitions you need to be fast. You are not since you are defending, you are not going to have much of the ball. So once you get your chance, you need to enter the box and try to create some situation out of the back. Once he had it, he slowed down, even though Visa was running beside him.
So here are the Congolese players once again. Noah Sadeke to Sipenga, the goal scorer. Can he make it to looking for Yombisaka? Sipenga scored from this same situation in the first half, but it's a traffic of white shirts, so decides to retract back. Ball is sent across from Mataswaku. That's a poor play. Lifts it for Motasami. Changes of play to the right hand side, and Zwambisaka who has it now. There's the DRC coming forward. Nico O'Reilly trying to deal with this one. Two players on him together with Marcus Rashford. It's brought back to Motosami. Here's got Ozambe who lifts his hand back across to Sipenga. Too heavy for him. Cannot kept on the cross. Goes to the ground in the process of trying to keep the ball on the turf. It is England's throwing. But here was the defense splitting pass there. But what a touch for the midfielder, Elliot Anderson. We might get to see a substitution from England. 60 minutes. And Godwin is coming in for Marcus Rashford. Bukayo Saka having floated into the game as well. In for Nwenri Madueke. And it's double substitution. Saka and Godwin in.
Yes, I mean, the sub you would expect at this point in time where they are still struggling to find their way through the Congolese defense. Saka gives you that take-ons, creating the space, and then probably he will be able to feed Hurricane more in this game, because once he takes on, he gets some spaces to do that. And then Anthony Gordon hasn't been impressive in previous games. We expect him to do better coming into this game. England needs the equalizer as soon as possible. Then we'll be able to settle the game as to who wins. We don't want it to travel beyond the normal 90 minutes. We need to be settled.
The changes once again showing how Tuchel still wants to play wide football, because we are not creating enough, and I expected him to bring in a midfielder who is able to create some difference inside the middle. But once again, he's opted for the wide places, bringing on Saka and then Gordon. So let's hope it works.
Well, Sipenga once again running through the very narrow channel, and it's won by Motosami. Back to Sipenga. Here's Noah Sadeke at his right hand side. Sipenga. The Almeria player decides to go for another shot again, but it's been well blocked. But the DRC managed to keep possessing. Mataswaku at the left hand side. Motosami lifts it for Aswaku to continue. In that trajectory, lifts it for Chancellor Mbemba. Now onto his far left hand side. Umbuku, and it's blocked there. Lovely since Nico O'Reilly coming across it. 61 minutes. And the DRC are not relenting at all in terms of the attacking threat here. And they've won for themselves a corner kick. So far, so good. No changes to this side. But they've got so many quality players on the bench. The likes of Meshak Elia, Gal Kakuta are on the bench. And so they've got a bit of experience in this golden generation of the Congolese squad. Coming very close now. This could be a long in. Oh, nice one there. But again, it's Umbuku. And it just rises above the crossbar. And Jordan Pickford couldn't really get his legs to it. Oh, man.
Okay,
came off the heads of Elliot Anderson. He was aiming for the top right corner. And they have a corner kick.
Interesting stuff there from Congo. They are not okay with just the 1-0 lead. They want to stamp their authority on the game. But that's where the next changes become very important. Because as a coach, you don't know if you are settling for the 1-0 win as such, bringing in defenders to keep the game at 1-0, or bringing in attackers to try to go for the next goal back. So the next changes will be very crucial for Congo.
Well, the next changes will be very crucial for Congo. And as Bukayo Saka against Chancellor Mbemba. Chancellor Mbemba plays for Lille in the French League 1. And Bukayo Saka is a star for the Arsenal team. So here's the man I was just talking about, Meshak Elia. Is coming in from Buku. Meshak Elia, very experienced player. And one of the most creative sparks. Was expected to start this game, but would have to come off the bench, and there he comes in. And I love his name. How you pronounce his name? Meshak Elia.
And that's a like for like, substitution, bringing in a forward for another forward. So looks like they are still sticking to their game plan. They are not ready yet to defend their goal. They want to go for the kill, and I mean that's what is expected from them, because once you sit deeply, you invite more pressure onto you. And like they said, the best way to defend is to attack. So I'm not surprised that the coach has actually gone for a like for like substitution. They have to attack, and they need to get the much needed second goal very early.
Oh, so they need to get the more goals in this game if they really want to fend off any trouble. After we've got 25 minutes left in this game, Jet Spence crossing, looking for Hurricane, goes to the ground. Referee Adham have none of that. It's a big whip up front. Looks to be a huge chase. Looks to be Meshak Elia currently running against Nico Riley. He's got a legs. Meshak Elia goes to the ground in the process. What is the referee saying? Based on advantage, and he holds Nico Riley from the back. Concedes a free kick. Crazy stuff from the new entrant, Meshak Elia. They're showing that he's got a space, the pace at the right hand side.
The idea is there. Sit back, get the ball to Elia, and then because he has the legs and because he's now coming in, he's not tired, and he can take on an O'Reilly who is played 65 minutes over. So he's really tired, and if Elia is to get more onto O'Reilly, maybe he can get into the box and then, who knows, get a very good situation out of it.
Well, very good situation out of it. And ball currently is a walking pace so far in this game. At the ball at the left hand side of the DRC half. Back to midfield as Spence drops it, looks for Bukayo Saka, who's drifting onto the edge of the box, was trying to release that one, but it's blocked. Has to go up challenge. Forced to Spence. Bukayo, that's a big chance there. Has been quickly flashed out. Looks to be Azambe who has it. John Wisa. Sipenga. John Wisa stays on the tap, wins the sympathy of the referee. So far, so good. 25 more minutes, and Africa is watching on. And the big question is, can the DRC join Morocco in the round of 16? But they've got big 25 minutes to determine that. And they've got a quality as well.
Yes, I think I've been really impressed with the DRC's approach to the game. We've not seen any switch. They are still maintaining their shape, attacking in their numbers, defending in their numbers, and controlling the ball at the right time. We need, as I said earlier, if they will qualify, goalkeeper and passing, there's a lot of work to do. I mean, second half is giving us what we expect from, or what he did in the first half. I think if they stand a chance of qualifying, much would depend on him. And so far, so good. He's shown us that yes, he's ready for the task. He's up to the task. And then if they're able to maintain their shape as they are doing, I see Congo edging England. And I mean, as you said, I can't imagine the headlines that will be coming out.
Well, certainly. And there's Meshak Elia who plays for Ayanyaspor in Turkey. And it's such a very good introduction so far coming, showing his quality as well. In the Turkish League 1. So we're in for another hydration break, 3 minutes. The referee, Adham Mohammed, signals. And the big question with the hydration break is that is it really intended for the players to have a bit of chit-chat with their managers, take some, sip some drinks, or is it really for FIFA to advertise?
Well, you can make a case for both, but for the coaches, they will be happy that they are having the hydration break because they get the chance to tune their tactics and then make new arrangements how the team should be playing. But for Tuchel, I think his style and then the subs he made, they are still sticking to how they started the game, swinging the crosses and try to find Hurricane. But I think they need to vary their tactics now because it's not worked so far. The Hurricane, I don't think he's had, aside that the first 45 minutes save that in passing made from the corner, he's not actually had anything to feed onto, and they need to vary that. They need to either bring in another attacker to try and play Kane in the midfield because he's shown that he can actually be a very good player when he's playing the midfield, and he can create. He's shown at Bayern Munich that he can create, can make the assist. So either bring in an attacker, maybe Watkins, and then drop Harry Kane back into midfield, the number 10 role, and then he can create from there. So because it's not worked so far from the wings, they are not creating enough. Saka hasn't been creating since he came on, and Gordon, I'm not sure he's actually taking on his man since coming on, and it's been the old same stuff. Swing to the left or the right hand side, getting the cross. Let's see if Harry Kane or Bellingham will head it inside, and it's not worked. But thanks to the brilliance of Congo, they are not leaving anything. They are going all out, and once we have about 20 minutes left, and then plus additional time, but they should hold on and then hope that they can get many chances on the counter, because if they are sitting, that's the only thing they can count on, because England will now be attacking, and they wouldn't want to let what happened to them in 2016 against Iceland in the Euro 2016 happen to them again.
Charlie, exciting stuff. So far so good.
Yes, it's been thrilling so far with the kind of performance that DR Congo have put in. Honestly, I didn't expect this sort of performance, at least a bit of defensive work, but so far, I mean, they've maintained their shape, as I keep saying, and then they are trying to make sure that they will not let England pressure them to the extent that they will not be able to attack them. And they are doing the right thing so far. Attack at the right time, defend at the right time. Most of the players are in their rightful positions. And yes, Tuchel has no option than to go all out, throw in all his guns, and then make sure that he gets that equalizer.
Well, so Ebere Chieze comes in place of Jet Spence. We've enjoyed this. He spelled so far in this game, together with Bukayo Saka, is going to be a very dangerous spell.
Like a 3-back for England now. Then Eze moves into midfield and partners Bellingham. Well, let's see how Saka will be able to deal with the threat at the right hand side, because he's not your out and out right back. So I don't see how he will be. But since Congo are not attacking that much, he won't have much more defending to do.
Well, let's see. But England pressing the restart button all the way from the edge of their 18-yard. It is Declan Rice who's drifted onto the right-hand side, trying to push the ball back into midfield because Sipenga is just very close to him. Finds Konsa. Jordan Pickford out of his 2 sticks. Finishing a bit of instruction as England have attempted 10 balls out goal so far with just 5 for the DRC. Yes, Declan Rice sensing the ball, picks Harry Kane. Maswako Twazambe on him, pushes him out of the 18-yard. Ball lingers around the 18-yard. Crossing, big chance! And again, guess who is there? Is Wan-Bissaka with the final touch to avert the danger. And guess who was just hoping to receive it there? It's the man in the 18 jersey for the Three Lions that have just been flown into the game. Will have that touch there, but as Anthony Gordon, very important player for Newcastle in the English Premier League, already making his presence felt after coming in. Jude Bellingham just behind Konsa, having a bit of word with him. Maybe just some strategy to see how they can breach this DRC's defense for the first time with lots of movement on the edge or within the 12 meters of the DRC half. It's a long one taken. Saka hits his back. Oh, Konsa couldn't get ahead to it. But here it's a big battle for the ball. It's Eze against Sipenga. Pulls him back. Pulls Eze. Eze goes to the ground. And the referee blows the whistle. Quickly taken. And it's Anderson who brings it to the position where Eze was stripped off.
You don't need to be committing these fouls at such areas, because you give the England the chance to swing in crosses, and you've seen how they've not been able to deal with the high crosses, which is dangerous for Congo.
So very dangerous for Congo. Consider another free kick here, and it's Nico O'Reilly who whips it inside. Player goes to the ground. Noah Sadiki looks to be Isaac Elia inside with a touch. Anderson whips on to the left hand side for Godin, and he finds Jude Bellingham one-on-one with Wan-Bissaka, and it's a long ball across the face of the 18-yard. And the Real Madrid man trying everything possible. Harry Kane asking questions up front, and we'll give a bit of credit to Jude Bellingham for that cross. Well, we might get to see Kayambe coming in from Sebastian Desari. So the referee counting down because at this year's World Cup, before a throw-in is taken, we have 3 countdowns, and if you fail to take the throw within that situation, your opponent team will be rewarded.
Stop time wasting, and at this juncture, that's all what Congo needs to try and slow down the game so that they stop the momentum the England team is building.
So let's see if England can keep up with the momentum. This is Magehi, releases for Konsa. He's got Declan Rice ahead of him, but decides to find Bukayo Saka on the right-hand side. Another defense splitting pass for Ezeberiche. Big chance there. Declan Rice turns, flicks it over, looking for Anthony Gordon on the left-hand side of the DRC half. He flicks it in. Harry Kane, there's a header, and there's the equalizer from Harry Kane. England are back in this tie. 74 minutes. And there's a Bayern man, Harry Kane, that brings them back into this game. It's all level now at Atlanta Stadium. Finally, DRC's defense have been breached in past stretches, but fails to get a touch. And the England fans celebrate throughout the stand. What a moment. 74 minutes, and it's game on.
Once again, the crosses proven to be the ultimate thing that's have been very well from the Congolese defense. Since the start of the first half and even before the break, there were multiple crosses coming inside. And I don't know how, was it Sadiki? He just stood ball watching and just hoping that someone clears it. He didn't even jump and left Harry Kane all alone and then pass it once again, trying all he could to at least try to save the ball. But this time he was well beaten, and Kane proving why he is the lethal striker he's been seen for all over the years.
Well, so look at the celebration, and tell you what, Thomas Tuchel up on his feet. The changes paying dividends. And so far, England are back into this game, and this is where the DRC will need to be on the outlook. So finally, that change has been made. Kayambe comes in. Also, Sepenga is off, Bukao off as well. And he edges his side on 15 minutes with just quarter of an hour to go in this game. And the big question is, can we find a second in this game? And Bongonda also comes in for the DRC. Exciting substitutions from the two teams so far. And I'm sure Charlie Benji is a bit quiet at the moment, shocked at that particular goal. And if you're a DRC fan, you'll certainly not be happy at this moment. But, well, they've got some 40 minutes more left in normal time. And the game's already is underway. 76 minutes. England having it all to themselves at the back. McGahey, he's got Concert his right-hand side. And the decisive option for the left-hand side. Nico O'Reilly brings it up front. And there's a bit of passes now. Declan Rice will have a touch back to McGahey. Here's Concert. There's a bit of tracking from the likes of Bongonda, but it's gone back to McGahey inside their own half. Declan Rice with his two hands up at the right hand, very close to the halfway line, at the right hand side, calling for the ball. But the centre backs will not be in a haste to whip the ball, notch the ball up front. Finally, they've decided to notch the ball up front, and guess who they are looking for? Anthony Gordon rather finds the chest of Jude Bellingham. And again, it's another brilliant piece of defensive play from the DRC. Long whip, can't reach here. Jordan Pickford out of his 2-6, pushes it up front. Big chase, Saka. He just gets his legs to it. And that's brave goalkeeping from Jordan Pickford.
And I believe now England want to win the game before the 90 minutes, and they don't want it to go into extra time. But that also leaves their back open, like you saw there. But brilliant stuff from Jordan Pickford. And if your team is going to be high off the pitch here, you need your goalkeeper to be also off his goal line like he did there, because once there is a transition, you need the goalkeeper to cut out that pass, and he did brilliantly the back. Congo would have themselves to blame. They saw the crosses. There were multiple chances for them to clear their spaces, but they didn't, and they've been made to pay for it. So now it's either, are you now sitting deep to defend and hope for extra time, or you go all out again to chase the second goal to get the much needed win?
Well, let's see if they can do the much needed win here. And it's the Bukayo Saka now on the right foot, checks it onto his favorite left foot, looks like another crossing that is coming in, and Diaz needs to be careful. Wan-Bissaka gets ahead to it, but not too far away from the edge of the 18-yard. Godwin runs, picks it up, finds his colleague. This is going to be a long hit! Oh, just onto the top of the roof of the net, and the fans going, he could have done better. Oh, England carefully have just switched on the audio, and the DRC are in for a big trouble here.
Yes, I mean, it's turned out to be an interesting game. As I said earlier, that once they return from the recess, England will try as much as possible to pile up the pressure in search of the equalizer, and they've been able to achieve that. I mean, Mbemba has been marking Kane, but in that moment, Frank asked me about the battle between them, and I made mention of the fact that there are other attackers in there. There will be moments where you will not be always be present to mark your marker, and that becomes the problem. This is the, I think, only moment where a cross came in and Kane was found without his marker, and he delivered brilliantly. And I remind you, Mpasi got a touch of the ball, but still wasn't able to. And so it clearly tells you Jude has gotten 2 headers, but Mpasi was able to deal with that. And Kane gives you 1, and he was not able to clear that off. And so yes, it's been very, very good performance from England, and Tuchel is gradually getting the best out of his players. I still think it's very open. If DR Congo are still able to open up the game, try to attack, and then get the best out of the attackers, they will be able to get. But it looks like it's favoring England.
Well, it's favoring England, and that's a push. It's Chancellor Bemba who commit that foul once again, but the referee have none of that on Anthony Godin, who plays for Newcastle. 80 minutes down, round 32 fixture between England and DRC is all even at the moment. The referee Alham Mohamed blows his whistle once again. Eric Konsa not happy, but the advantage stays away of the men in the white set. England, Bukayo Saka left hand side, 1-on-1 with Masuaku. The cross is swung in by Declan Rice. Nobody's chasing it, but it looks like Gordon is the one chasing it now. Watches the ball roll out. 80 minutes here on GhanaWeb, and we are bringing this live stream by Kankase Just Chinese, Financial City, Uslas Enterprise, DSTV, Milo, Jim 369, Emily Logistics, Glyco Insurance, Lizzie Shito. Oh, proper Shito Ankasa. It's just in front of us. You can see it, Lizzie Shito in front of us. But here's England down the left hand side. Oh, this is another trouble here. Chancellor Mbemba gets elected to it. It rolls out, but the ball stays with Anderson, trying to force his way from the left hand side of the box. The Kelly sent across, and again, header from the skipper, Chancellor Mbemba, and the DRC survives this game. 81 minutes. What an exchange we've seen so far.
And the crosses once again. And if I understand Tuchel, because if you are not able to break the defense, then you need to swing in as much as many crosses that you want, because you have a little striker in the box, that's Hurricane, who, if he has any of the chances, will connect with the crosses and then get the much needed goal. But for now, Congo need to stay back and then just hope that they are able to take the game to extra time, because if they are not compact at the back, they can be conceding a second and then a third before the 90
Well, we might get to see a second here, but not at the moment. And the ball is hammered away by Chancellor Mbemba, who has been very rock solid. Forced to Yon Wesa, and England needs to be very careful. McGahey finally get a final touch, sends it back to Jordan Pickford. And they just stealing their way out of danger. But if you look at the match momentum at the moment, England so far have been very impressive in the second half. And the DRC has seen fastest of the ball, but they've been a bit dangerous. But here's another big run. Sheikh Elia has it. Left hand side, brings it back to Motusami. And the Congolese knows that there's no time. Just on their side. Chazambe lifts it for Chancellor Mbemba, who now walks the ball beyond the halfway line to the far right hand side. Bogonda. Wan-Bissaka. Here's John Wisa. He's just placing himself in between Konsa and, of course, Declan Rice. But Tozame trying to exchange passes together. Long whip diagonally to pick Sheikh Elia. Picks 1-on-1 with Declan Rice now. Can he beat him? Edging closer to the 18-yard. Can he? Has he got the legs? Has he got the pace? Has he got the skills? This has to bring it back. Bongonda. Here's Twazambe. Infield, and is centrally to Chancellor Mbemba. Hits it off against one of the English players. Looks to be Harry Kane. And England wins back possession. Declan Rice brings it back. There's another big run from the English team. Nico O'Reilly finds Bukayo Saka down the right-hand side. As he runs forward against Mataswaku, beats him in traffic of white shirt. But again, the quality of Bukayo Saka, absolutely. Anderson, Mark Gay, Anthony Godin once again. A one-on-one with Wan-Bissaka. Jude Bellingham. Anderson, Mark Anthony Godin. And it's a 10 from Jude Bellingham. Looks to be another grounder. And it's been cleared off the mark. So far, so good. Defensively from the DRC. That's a bit of pushing from behind referee. The DRC players protesting, but the referee have none of that. And it's England who is trying to bring it up front. Defense splitting path finds Harry Kane. And it's been stopped by Twazambe onto Masuaku, who checks it onto his right foot, whips it up front, but stays with Anderson, sensing the color, and the final touch there from Anthony Godin. And Pascal, I've just forgotten the Mpasi counts for it. Wow. What a hit from the two games, from the two sides so far, with the likes of John Terry. So John Terry watching this game as well has been making the headlines after that Ghanaian fan Yao Dabo, famously call him John Terry. And he's been training.
The young kid.
Old man. But here comes the DRC. Left-hand side of the English boss. Meshach Elia managed to gather the broken. Goes for the shots there. That's a grounder. And it's picked up by Jordan Pickford. So far, good showing from Meshach Elia, who plays for Ayala Sport in the Turkish Premier League. And it's just 85 minutes left on the cross. And guys, I don't like what I'm seeing in terms of the scoreline, because if it stays this way, we've got 30 more minutes of work to do.
Yes, I think myself from how the first half panned out, then came into the second half, how the English were pressing. Hopefully they will be able to
there's a chance there.
Chance here, Jude Bellingham, Passy makes that big save, magnifies himself.
For Saka.
That's a poor one, but yes.
Well, Harry Kane!
And it's it! Brilliant stuff! And the Barbaric man takes his tally to 13. His World Cup goes there, and the England fans absolutely in delirium. Great celebration, and the DRC defense once again have been breached. And in passing, for all the hard work, and Thomas Tuchel at the moment takes a seat on his bench, whilst his opposite figure, Sebastian Desailly, is up on his feet. Not too good for the Leopards.
This is what having a potent striker gives you. It looked like the chance was gone after Bellingham failed to square it up for Saka. But once he got the ball just inside the box, he got past his marker and unleashed a brilliant shot into the roof of the net. And Harry Kane, take nothing away from the finish. There was nothing the goalkeeper could have done about it. What a finish from Harry Kane there.
Well, so let's see. And it's a very, very impressive hits there from Harry Kane. Just left in plenty of space. And he just, very difficult turn, but managed to belt it in. And England leads at Atlanta 2-1. And my wish finally has been, has come true.
Yes, I think from the prediction, I gave you a 2-1 prediction. And Frank seemed to doubt that. I think with the Congolese defense, as I said, the African teams we've seen in the World Cup, keeping up the same momentum, the same concentration, the same shape throughout the 90 minutes seemed to be problematic. In the first half, we saw how Mbemba was able to man-mark Harry Kane, and he was out of the game, totally marked out of the game. Second half, we came and Harry Kane was able to find some spaces in the box, and he's able to get the balls in the right spot, and that has helped them to get the winner here for the Three Lions. It's very, very good for them. I think that their performance is nothing to write home about. They haven't really played up to the quality that they possess. we expect better from this English side going forward. But yes, I think the game is still not over. The DRC player, I mean, they are now trying to open up. When it was 1-1, we expected them to open up more, but they were trying to be very more cautious at the back, and they weren't able to defend that ball. So yes, close to, I mean, Hurricane for that goal.
Well, also impressive start from the Three Lions, and we are going to see another rounds of changes. And so Atama Swako is off, as long as also Yon Wesa, and we have new players coming onto the fold. Festin Mayele comes on, as well as Kayambe. And so far so good for the DRC team. The likes of Sipenga watching on from the sideline. But interestingly, their target have been met, that is reaching the knockout stages, but not too good enough for this golden generation.
Yeah, but then,
most of the players will not be present in the next one, 2030.
Yeah. But then, even though you wanted to get out of your group stages, but taking the lead against England and then going about 70 minutes still with the lead, it will give the players some sort of belief that we can do it. And when that thing sets inside, you get your spirits up. But once you go down again, and then now you are like, oh, we were almost there. But I think they were just very not defensive enough. They were almost there, and once they saw that they could go toe-to-toe with England, I think that sort alone got into their heads, and they decided that, well, we can match England if we play our own game. But I think they needed to also sit back, relax, and slow down the tempo of the game, which they didn't, and now they've been made to pay for it.
Well, so it's just a few seconds, and then we'll hit 90-minute mark. It is a round of 32 fixture between the Three Lions of England and the DRC. So we're doing 6 minutes of additional time, which makes sense because 3 minutes was wasted on that second half hydration break. So, I mean, frankly, it's just 3 minutes of additional time in this game.
Yo, maybe something magically can happen on the part of Congo, and they have a free kick deep in the half there. So let's hope they're able to take advantage of that.
Well, so let's hope they can take advantage of that. That's Chio Bongonda, the man in the 10 jersey. He wears number 10 jersey for them. Also got some locks as well. And it's going to be a huge free kick for the Leopards. Jordan Pickford in between the two sticks, trying to get himself ready. And England will have another substitution. Looks to be Declan Rice, who is making his way out of the game. We might get to see another player in his place. So John Stones makes his way onto the pitch.
Well, the idea is there. Now we defend what we have, because it's just 5 minutes left and you don't want to give any hope to your opponent.
Well, so let's see. It's taking shot, not the best first touch. England picks the broken pieces. Mistake Elia returns it back to Zambe, back to Chancellor Mbemba down the right hand side. Lifts his head, and it's a long wave. And lose everybody. It loses everybody. Nobody will just have a touch there. And Hurricane even falling back to help with defensive duties. So we've done more than 1 minute of the 6 minutes that have been added. And talk about ball speed for Hurricane so far. It's been very, very, very impressive. So ball speed in this game have been 94, kilometers per hour. Very impressive, isn't it? Doing so much movement. The try on the ball as a result of the three countries that are hosting it. But here comes Meshach Elia, swings it into the box. There's a bit of clearance from Konsa. Referee.
But it was a foul first.
Now let's say Kayambe stays on the ground. Referee will have a big interaction with the VAR.
I think there was a foul first. He had already.
So let's see what the final decision is going to be. It was a big, big touch on Joris Kayambe. And he plays for KRC Genk in the Belgium League. 31 years old. That was a very important movement by that McGahey, who finally went into his man. Oh, that could be a bit suspect by referee. So the check is over. And the DRC fans cannot believe it. Oh, and I hope that this will not be our mood on Saturday. I hope this will not be our mood. Oh, let's see, two players stays on the top. Looks to be Hurricane, who is holding his knee. That sliding tackle seems to be a bit fragile at the moment. That's Anthony Godin, who brings it back, was trying to pick Hurricane. And there's
I think since he's made the 2 assists for Kane, and Tuchel making that sub will take acknowledgement of that, and maybe who knows, Gordon will again get his place back in the team the round of 16.
Well, so let's see. And so far, but you've got to credit the work rate of Ebere and Lex of Bukayo Saka. Since they came in, the game have changed. And I wonder why Thomas will keep keeping these players on the bench. But of course, I understand that Saka is a bit unwell indisposed. But here is Anderson hanging onto the ball. Strong challenge coming from Noah Sadiki. Mr. Kelia gets into the frame, and the DRC wins advantage. It's going to be a throw-in, quickly taken. Back to Chancellor Mbemba. It's rather Tozambe who whips it out. Looks for Bonganda. Picks him halfway inside their territory. Chancellor Mbemba. And you can see the English player trying to be a bit physical at the moment.
Because it's just 2 minutes left, and you don't have to let your opponent get into the rhythm. Just force them to just pass sideways and backwards, because once they break into your half, they might get a free kick, and any cross that comes in can be dangerous at this moment.
So let's say, look, but just 2 minutes left in this game, but I'm perfectly fine if I'll head into extra time because of the DRC.
I think it's not meant to be.
Let's see. So far, big casualty for Africa at the knockout stages. South Africa flashed out. Ivory Coast yesterday was given a marching or a packing order, joining the flight a bit early, and today it looks to be the DRC. So Africa's number have been cut short from 9 to 6 as it stands.
Almost a pattern from the Norway Ivory Coast game, because Ivory Coast led and then had to concede 2 times to exit the tournament. And
so that's a free kick, young Waiter. And it's the big man for the big stage when it matters most. Just few seconds left. Speaking to Meshek Elia, and it's Jude Bellingham
who hits
who
this.
just shoved his man from behind. A bit of pushing there. He needs that because you don't allow this man too much space around your 18-yard, and it's a bit of danger. Yon Waiter.
Well, who can be able to hit this pass? Jordan Pickford. This is their chance. This is their moment to get the equalizer, because after this, I'm not sure they would have another chance to attack.
I don't know. I feel there might be a goal. But let's see. It's Jordan Pickford between the 2 sticks, issuing a bit of instruction. And he knows this could be the last moment. And guess what? It's Elliot Anderson that lies behind the 4-man wall of John Stones. Konsa, Hurricane, and again Nico Riley. And guess who's behind it? It's John Wisa. 3 goals for him so far this year World Cup. Can he make it 4? But it means that he would have to hit it past Jordan Pickford. So that's Kayambe. Joris Kayambe giving a bit of advice there from the referee. Adham Mohammed as John Wisa goes behind this one. This is a last opportunity for the DRC. Last opportunity. Oh, and that certainly ends it. It could be it. Any moment from now, the referee will take a look at his watch. And the DRC are heading back into their capital. And just bending the ball. Quality bend on the ball, but just rising high. And the English fans certainly knows it that they are into the round of 16. So there it is. England are into the round of 16. And the DRC have been eliminated. But what a game. What a matchup against the 1966 champions. And a few tears here and there. Likes of Twazambe, Noah Sadiki. Oh, they've given it all their all. But it's just not meant to be. Full time at Atlanta Stadium. It's England 2, DRC 1.
Well, England get a spot in the round of 16 thanks to a hurricane brace, getting England to a 2-1 win over DRC, who had led in just 9 minutes of the start of the game. It's ended England 2, DRC 1. Let's go for this quick video. When we are back, we'll do the full-time analysis here on GhanaWeb TV.
Glyco General Insurance provides non-life insurance solutions spanning across motor, fire and accident, marine, liability, bonds and guarantees, as well as specialty risks like agric, energy, oil and gas.
Bigo Cola is changing the game and giving away free cash. Introducing the Bigo Scan and Win promo. Your chance to enjoy great taste and win instant cash every day. Just buy a bottle of Bigo Cola, locate the QR code on the label, scan with your smartphone, watch the video and enter your details and stand a chance to win instant cash. No waiting, no stress, just real rewards instantly. From everyday refreshment to unexpected rewards, Bigo Cola is more than a drink, it's an experience. So what are you waiting for? Grab your Bigo Cola today, scan the code and win big.
Bigo, big on taste, refresh your vibes.
This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply.
This advert is FDA approved.
Every game starts with pressure. The pressure to move faster, push harder, go further. On the pitch, every second matters, every sprint, every tackle, every chance. The world watches, but pressure doesn't stop me. It drives me. Because energy changes everything. The energy to keep moving, the energy to keep fighting, the energy to rise when the moment gets bigger. From the training ground to the world stage, I bring everything I've got. I don't wait for the moment, I create it with the energy that keeps me rising. Rush Energy Drink. Be bold, be you.
Drink responsibly. Not recommended for persons below 18, pregnant women and lactating mothers. This advert is FDA approved.
The best part of going home is family.
Sit up! Hey, mommy, my wife is cooking something delicious. Well, here.
Lizzie Shito, hot pepper sauce, spicy. Bona yete, Lizzie, oh Lizzie. Lizzie Shito,
Lizzie Shito, the Shito is Shito. Lizzie Shito, over
Lizzie Shito, please, can I take some to school tomorrow?
Yes, my son, you can. Lizzie Shito dear, ebesu obiasu.
Lizzie Shito hot pepper sauce. Yes, spicy and
Lizzie Shito hot pepper sauce. Spicy.
Glyco General Insurance provides non-life insurance solutions spanning across motor, fire and accident, marine, liability, bonds and guarantees, as well as specialty risks like agric, energy, oil and gas.
Bigo Cola is changing the game and giving away free cash. Introducing the Bigo Scan and Win promo. Your chance to enjoy great taste and win instant cash every day. Just buy a bottle of Bigo Cola, locate the QR code on the label, scan with your smartphone, watch the video and enter your details and stand a chance to win instant cash. No waiting, no stress, just real rewards instantly. From everyday refreshment to unexpected rewards, Bigo Cola is more than a drink, it's an experience. So what are you waiting for? Grab your Bigo Cola today, scan the code and win big.
Bigo! Back from that break, England progressing to the round of 16, defeating DR Congo by 2-1, thanks to a brilliant brace there from their captain Hurricane. Guys, quick one. DRC were almost there, but you know that's what separates the big men from the boys. Kane proving to be the ultimate winner here.
Yes, I think that's from the beginning of the game, DR Congo, proved that they could match up with England. However, when it matters most, that is where you see, the big boys coming to the party. And this workout has proven to, shown that almost all the big guys are living up to the billing, and it also tells you about the quality that the teams possess and how the players are yearning to get the necessary victory for their teams to claim glory. It's unfortunate for DR Congo. I think after the 1-1, I expected them to opening up a bit, but they were adopting more cautious approach, being a bit more defensive. But I think the DLC England also were bombarding them with a lot of crosses, and I mean it tells that the Arsenal, I mean, crossing style, Declan Rice comes into this team, making the teammates aware that yes, that's what we did, and he was, I mean, a focal point of that when it comes to set pieces. I think I remember he said during the group stage games that whenever the English fans I mean see him behind set piece, they should start smiling and be happy. It clearly tells you that their mindset and the process is one of their major Arsenal in terms of defending and getting the wins. And so yes, it's unfortunate for them. Remember marked Harry Kane in the first half very well, but unfortunately missed out in the second half. I don't know whether there were other things that took his attention off him, because from how he started, if he was able to do that, then there was no way that England were going to get a goal. But yes, it also tells you the quality of Harry Kane. You shouldn't take anything away from him, especially that second goal. His brilliance came to play, and I mean, in passing on all the saves that he's been able to make in the first half, he wasn't able to make that save. So yes, kudos to England for that qualification. I would say it's deserving, but I mean, as it's happened to the African teams, it will give you a very good show, I mean, from the beginning, but whether we'll be able to finish it up is always a problem. And then going forward with the remainder of the teams, I think that they will, I mean, pick one or two cues from what has transpired in regards to Ivory Coast and South Africa, and then DR Congo, and they know how to approach games, and it's very important. In England going forward, I think it's good for them. I mean, I wouldn't imagine England being eliminated at this stage. Yeah, it should have been a disaster in the English media and then among the fans as well. So yes, kudos to them for the qualification. But then they come up against a very ferocious test against Mexico, and we wait to see how that game will pan out.
Well, Victor, Tuchel subs won it for him. So what went wrong with Sebastian Desabre? What didn't Congo get right in this game?
Yeah, I think that everything looks to slide in favor of the English national team. You take a scan at the starting lineup, and even those on the bench, you know that even in terms of depth, you know that the English has got so many quality players on the bench. If you have Nonu Madueke, you have Bukayo Saka coming in, you have Edoye Eze coming in, you have Anthony Gordon coming in, players who could start for other national teams, assuming they are other nationals. That should tell you the depth of the English national team. I applaud the DRC for how they were able to hang on to this particular game very deep. Just 25 minutes for the game to close. Those substitutions coming from Marshall to change the complexity of everything. But in terms of differentials, it's huge in terms of talent and in terms of tactics, in terms of technicality. I think the English people have it. And in terms of a player showing up on the biggest stage, the English have got so many players who could show up for them. Harry Kane showed up twice for them. Jude Bellingham could have showed up. Bukayo Saka could have, so many players in their setup could have showed up. So I was an African by heart, hoping that the DRC could have crossed into the round of 16. Unfortunately, football says no.
Well, unfortunately, it wasn't meant to be for DRC. However, they would be proud of themselves because they get to have a feel of the knockout stages at the World Cup. But unfortunately, they couldn't progress. It's England who progressed to the round of 16 and setting up a date with Mexico in the round of 16. But before we leave, let me acknowledge our sponsors: Rush Energy Drink, DSTV, Melcom, Quinori, Uslas Enterprise, Just Chinese, Milo, Furniture City, 369, Emlyn Logistics, Glyco, Lizzie Shito. These were the sponsors that made this broadcast possible. But we are not going away. We will be back with the game between Belgium and Senegal. There's also a spot at the round of 16 up for grabs. So stay tuned and wait for that coverage that comes up at 8 p.m. It's a wrap for now.
The best part of going home is is family.
Sit up! Hey, mommy, my wife is cooking something delicious. Where are you?
Lizzie Shito, hot pepper sauce, spicy. Bona yete, Lizzie, oh Lizzie. Lizzie Shito,
Lizzie Shito, the Shito is Shito. Lizzie Shito, overfailing.
Lizzie Shito, please, can I take some to school tomorrow?
Yes, my son, you can. Lizzie Shito dear, ebesu obiasu.
Lizzie Shito hot pepper sauce. Yes, spicy and
Lizzie Shito hot pepper sauce. Yes, spicy.
Glyco General Insurance provides non-life insurance solutions spanning across motor, fire and accident, marine, liability, bonds and guarantees, as well as specialty risks like agric, energy, oil and gas.
Bigo Cola is changing the game and giving away free cash. Introducing the Bigo Scan and Win promo. Your chance to enjoy great taste and win instant cash every day. Just buy a bottle of Bigo Cola, locate the QR code on the label, scan with your smartphone, watch the video and enter your details and stand a chance to win instant cash. No waiting, no stress, just real rewards instantly. From everyday refreshment to unexpected rewards, Bigo Cola is more than a drink, it's an experience. So what are you waiting for? Grab your Bigo Cola today, scan the code and win big.
Bigo, big on taste, refresh your vibes. This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply.
This advert is FDA approved.
Every game starts with pressure. The pressure to move faster, push harder, go further. On the pitch, every second matters, every sprint, every tackle, every chance. The world watches, but pressure doesn't stop me. It drives me. Because energy changes everything. The energy to keep moving, the energy to keep fighting, the energy to rise when the moment gets bigger. From the training ground to the world stage, I bring everything I've got. I don't wait for the moment. I create it with the energy that keeps me rising. Rush Energy Drink. Be bold, be you.
Drink responsibly. Not recommended for persons below 18, pregnant women and lactating mothers. This advert is FDA approved.